Damn it, my mother's here.
Basic tasks and will turn the process into a wildly unnecessary complication by pulling out several pots and pans when the recipe doesn't call for it, leaving chocolate on the bench and on the oven, using ingredients that the recipe doesn't require, doesn't ask for, taking up way too much space with very
Clean up the dog poop. Yeah, so someone voted the other game. It's that Dumbell. I wonder whoever you are, thank you for voting. Hopefully you weren't blocked. Because I haven't checked who got blocked. Why is it taking eons for my mother and my brother to get up here? There we go. What are you talking about that test you took? That you got like a perfect score on?
No, that's one.
I thought you didn't miss any.
This was a driving test years ago.
Oh. Let me guess. For driving the speed limit?
Okay.
No, I want to pick up the dog food.
Okay.
All right. You're welcome. Oh, I heard Tiger Woods' mother died.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I heard that he's actually half Thai.
Yeah.
The country Thailand? I didn't know he's half Asian. Wait, very good before my buried eyes. Yeah, you should be fine. All right, 98%. Okay. 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 All right. Sorry about that. I wonder because hopefully no one's whatever. You know what? That may help my channel because there's 3 likers, but only 1 person voted.
No, I'm talking to you.
Oh, what? What is it?
Got any trash in your fridge that you need to throw out?
No. Yeah, I am gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat that sandwich in there.
Yeah, it's not the good.
On top of that peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Oh yeah, make sure you eat that. All right.
I forgot you put that in there.
Yeah, because I want to go bad. I want the bread to turn. I want the bread to turn green.
Yeah, it's fine.
But that's when it has mold.
Yeah, I know. What the hell is that? Dumbo said hello. Because he just worked his first day at Taco Bell.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All tacos you can eat.
Wait,
You know?
how says who?
No, like when we're at Taco Bell, here and there, if you're lucky, you could get 5 black leche. Free. Like, fix yourself a taco or whatever.
Really?
Since you work there, yeah. Like free food. I don't know. That's one if though. I don't
Oh,
know how they let you, but you know, like if you work at a fast food place, they probably let you eat their food for free.
oh,
But that's a big if though.
right. I didn't need that. And Dumbo, that's fine. You don't have to vote. Honestly, I understand you want to be really anonymous. That is totally fine. And I know it's been like what, only 2 days because I had so many videos I want to upload. Because I found so many good topics, like about what's going on in El Salvador, and then about the ICE thing, because of the people that are coming here illegally, and then watching Takashi that was talking about Japan versus America. So I'm actually finding some channels that I prefer viewing right now, and it's a breath of fresh air. So you can see what's the videos I've been viewing on. Well, it's different than on my mother's TV slightly. So that's what I've been doing lately. So from gaming to geography. I was supposed to watch that video about the 2000s or something. I forgot his name now. Crap.
That's Scotch tape.
Oh, must be in my mama's room. Yeah. Because the thing is, my toenail, I'm so sorry, Dumbo. Like it's already like it's about to come off, but I don't want her to tear it yet because I thought like the inside could heal, but I think it's too late, so kind of sucks. Let me just. Oh, Bronny, you gotta work at 10. That's fine. I would have live streamed earlier, but I had to rest up and I got another video done because it was a really important topic. I had to share it. And there's another video I gotta upload about geography from these YouTubers I've been viewing. So I'm gonna have to post that later on tonight. It's geography related. So I'm trying to stretch up my channel a little bit. The Xbox 720. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be fan made, isn't it? Who made the Xbox 720? Who is Jaden Salads? I like that. I like that thumbnail. So I'm gonna take a look on that. Anyway, we're worried. So yeah, I can see your comments, Dumbell.
I don't see it. You must have it somewhere.
Unless Mama probably put it back. I don't have it in here.
Oh no, I'm talking about this. I'm talking about this.
Oh.
Yeah, not the big one. That's this one.
Oh. Oh yes, 160,000. I know. I mean, I have a lot of like ripped papers. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I don't want to tell my brother about my toenail because he'll freak out. I'm fine. So I don't know why he thinks I'll get infected. I got a strong immune system. Anyway, we're worrying. So what happened? Tell me. When I showed up, they had a new manager and she had no records of me applying. What is that supposed to mean? Double! Feel free to snap. I don't blame you. I was worried that it won't go well. That does seem unprofessional. You know what, Double? Okay. If you have a phone, right? Which I think you do. I'm not gonna like this, but I've seen videos like public freakouts and whatnot. You should like if they're acting like really off, secretly document what they're doing. Like you don't need to film them, but like film the audio. That way, if they're doing anything that is out of their jurisdiction of their job, they could be fired or held reliable for it. I seen like how someone got falsely fired at Walmart and they recorded their conversation, but the audio, right? So I'm not sure if that would help, but that's just what I've seen. So I mean, I'm not sure because I know how in the workforce in some like well, at least I know from people that I knew that used to work at Walmart, they get mistreated, right? And I'm not sure how it is in restaurants because I know some restaurants they're the same way. So I'm not sure that would help, but that's just something I kind of have in mind. So that means you're gonna call them back. You're just told to go home. So they didn't do anything? Well, they just sacrificed your time. Well, that's just ridiculous. What the hell? That's ridiculous. Are you serious? That is ridiculous. Oh, Zachary's on here. My uncle works at Microsoft, and he told me the Xbox 720 is real. It's coming out. Oh, okay. It's just clickbait. So Zachary watches his video. Huh. What a coincidence. Anyway, he got pinned too. So fun fact about, I'm so sorry for being off topic. Fun fact about the Xbox 720 and peeling a puppet mirror, the movie Real Steel set in 2020 released in So I did my best not to lose myself. And first, yeah, Dumbo, I remember you told me about that. You lost your cat, right? And then you might be screwed out of job. Dumbo, it's not.
Xbox 720. Where did this image come from? Who is the madman who created such a photo?
It is not your fault. It is not your fault at all. You tried everything you could. It is not your fault. It's not. Honestly, and hopefully your mother understands that, because you did your job training. You basically, was approved for the interview. That's really difficult just to get through. And now they treated you like this? You did a lot more than most could. And I want you to know that, I mean, I can't even see myself getting a job anytime soon. That's why I'm doing all these videos for educational purposes, and hopefully I can make a living out of it. Something that I like. Oh no, the live stream froze. Not again. Okay, now it's working. And Dumbo, I understand. I hope that there was just a misunderstanding, and that they would actually help you all the way through. So I'm having a lot on my mind on my end.
Did my job to find the origins and location.
Oh, these are liminal spaces. Right.
The second picture is of an empty airport, and you can see this
Oh,
for
wow.
yourself by visiting the Trivandrum International Airport in India. So I know that I said housing would be a part of this video for document purposes, but this house is simply demolished so I can talk about it. This picture.
And they should give you a call back. Yeah, I agree with Brownie. There tends to be several managers. That new manager is probably one of the shift leads. I don't know what that means. I know GM means the header, right? The main manager. Because Casey, when I used to hang out with her, when she used to work at Little Caesars, she had like connections with the GM, right? Basically, he's the highest up. He's like the main boss of that works at that restaurant, right? I think I met him. I know I did. He was pretty kind. Because usually he has higher responsibility. So the GM or other managers should give you a text or call. Right. I couldn't even listen to music. I don't blame you, Dumbo, literally. And when I got hired, it was a GM from another location. Right. And I'm hoping they do cheese, but I won't be surprised if more shit happens. Yeah, I know. Dumbo, I don't blame you. You're doing all you can, honestly. Like you told me, then I'm doing my best. So I understand. I totally understand. Yeah, I've been so. A little stressed, but I'm trying my best to manage. And my grandmother's fine. Because my mother, she did took her to, to get her teeth checked. So she's doing fine. Oh, yeah, I gotta write my mother a grocery list. But yeah, you need to basically call them, because I guess there are like a couple of managers, right? I don't know much about this stuff. You gotta have a severe weather. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. And this time of year, I'm surprised. Well, if you do, Dumbo, make sure that you got plenty of batteries for flashlights, and definitely make sure that you have candles that are lit up. I'm not sure if you have any. And damn, I wish I could help you more. I can't think of anything. Just try not to worry about it for now, Dumbo. We'll see what happens, but they don't call or message you in a few days. You should give the restraint restaurant a call and ask. Yeah, I agree.
Found a house in Cleveland, Tennessee, and it was uploaded to a real estate website in 2015. Fortunately or unfortunately, this dark hallway is no longer accessible. For number 4 on the list, we have this picture that resides at 970 Shore Lane in Mississauga Beach, Ontario, Canada. The yellow sign seeing the picture is no longer around in real life, so I don't know. On to the next one. This cool picture was taken on a snowy bridge at the Raccoon Lake in the Lushan district of Zhejiang, China. I'm not going to pronounce a lot of these names right, just putting that out there. While I won't be giving the addresses to this one
What
because
the
it's just
hell?
the backyard to someone's house,
But
this
why is the
picture
sky
originated
black?
from a Facebook post talking about the bizarre weather going on.
Oh
in
my
the city of
goodness!
Papillion, Nebraska. This picture was taken.
I mean, I took some pictures that like it looked like we live on Mars where I'm from. I'm going to post a picture later of our sunset. It looked like we're living on Mars. The rest of the country doesn't look like us. So I had to share that. I'm sorry. This show is so interesting because I've been trying to distract myself. And that was my pleasure, literally. I don't blame you. It's been a bad day. I'm going to. I'm sorry. I'm not used to talking like in slang. I'm going to ask for less work hours because with schoolwork it's a lot. I've been doing 25 a week, and Brian, you should. Hopefully they'll allow you to. Of course, you probably won't get paid as much, but your mental health or physical, it comes first, literally. Dumbo, are you serious? Wait, hold on. You talking about the one that I have, right? That I bought at Walmart eons ago? You talking about this? It's the only one that I have. I can't believe, like, look how much I paid for it. Even though this is before COVID. Was it? I think that's the beginning of COVID. I bought this, or no? I think that's during COVID. I bought it. Only $8. I bet it costs more now. That's awesome, Double. Really? So you get the same My Hero manga that I do. I wanted to do a video of this for ages, but I just haven't been prepared yet. Also, you know what's so funny? I even tried to read this while I was walking too, just to show off, because anime is so big here. Oh, Dummy, you should. I read part of it. Also, speaking of My Hero Academia, a lot's been going on in my state. Well, not bad, like compared to California. You know, with the illegal, I don't like using that word, but it's a word for a racial reason. Illegal aliens. So that's what I've been doing earlier, and oh my goodness sake, I've been trying to educate people about like race and whatnot because they're trying to make Mexicans look bad. No, those Mexicans that want to encourage that, they should get deported. My brother's he's half Mexican, by the way. So I don't really tolerate what they're doing. I even commented on the Fox News that talked about it that went viral. So I share my thoughts of it. If you're a Mexican, right, and you want to live in this soil, you gotta wave the American flag and making sure that you are a citizen, right? Or at least you want to be a citizen. I don't know much about this stuff because I just don't want to think about it, right? I want to talk about it because I do not like politics. I despise it. And this is coming for someone that loves cultures, right? Actually, this is I'm a little guilty for this. There's a there's a there's a fetish for someone that loves culture, right? I looked it up. I have a fetish of it. There is a word for it for someone that, like, it doesn't have to be sexual, but like, I mean, okay, but if it comes to dating someone and learning about you know, their backgrounds and whatnot, and even speaking their languages. I'm gonna share it. It's where is it? I found it. I was looking up the list of paraphilias. I knew that was a thing. Oh, I think it's an X. It is xenophilia. So I'm a xenophile. It's someone that is obsessed with foreign people, cultures, or customs. I'm one of them. It's an actual paraphilia. It's not like sexual, right? It's like if you have a fetish for pears, doesn't mean you're gonna have sex with it, right? Is the love for attraction to or appreciation of foreign people, manners, customs, or cultures is the anonym of xenophobia, right? Because phobia means you despise something, right? So xenos means foreign, I think. And the philia means love, right? So I'm a xenophile. I might make a video about that. What the hell does culture cringe mean? See, I'm a xenophile. Good to know. I might just wave the Earth flag because I'm a xenophile. So I don't know. Maybe just a flag of I don't even know at this point. I don't need to be a flag for it. Because I know that's a damn thing. That's you know, like I don't know what I'm talking about. So you're a xenophile, really? That's awesome. Oh, no problem, Bronny. I hope you take care, you know, at work or whatever. So, yeah, Bronny said there've been protests about it. Yeah, you love culture too, Dumba. I mean, everyone should just be xenophiles at this point. I know it's well, I'm also like can I just say this? I'm a Vexel. I want to make this up. I'm a Vexel. I'm a Xeno. I'm a wait again. Fine. I'm a Xeno Vexel. It's basically someone that loves country flags and how like the city or region that they live in represents it, right? I made it up. So it's someone that is a xenophile, but they love country flags, right? It actually makes sense. So yeah, I thought I could actually just share that. Yeah, I may make a video about it later. Hold on. Let me type this in. You watched the video, Dumba? I knew you did. Um, hold on. It's this. I don't know. It's a weird word I invented. Xenovexel. So, oh, that person's a Xenovexel, huh? I could put Xeno for short. So it could be Xenovexel or Xenovexel. Yeah, a Xenovexel file. I abbreviate it. So I don't know. Because the thing is, I was really carried away earlier. Yeah, I always wonder why, Demo. I do not know why. Because I was watching so many darn videos about geography on my mother's TV, right? There's so many videos. Like, I didn't know that I watched them that much. And, I mean, I had to be in, like, an mental mood for it. That's why I made another video, unless my MacBook didn't save it. So, that will suck. I don't know if I have it, though, because my MacBook stinks. I have it. It just froze in the end. So, it's like 21 minutes long. So it's because I was watching a video about a journalist that was traveling in other countries and how Canada didn't want to be involved with the US or something. It was really interesting. Yeah, I know the English language is weird, isn't it? Sorry for being so quiet. I was actually looking at this other channel. It was really interesting. Here he is. Because I've been binging on him Oh yeah, I've never played Penguin, but I've heard of it. Oh yeah, that was the video I was supposed to watch. Why did the future look cooler in the 2000s? Oh, Connor the Waffle uploaded. Wow, he got a lot of views this time. I used to watch him a lot. Damn, I know Liminal Spaces is that popular. Ranking every DreamWorks movie by the 100,000 frame. Oh, that's a cool title. This is the one I was viewing, right? I mean, not this one, but his channel is so interesting. It's the massive YouTube iceberg. So basically, these are like from like old videos that are deleted or they're unheard of. It's really, really interesting. You know, because I've been on YouTube, golly, since I was in middle school. So I've seen some stuff that are no longer on the site anymore. Even videos that involve gore and other stuff, because YouTube wasn't as strict back then. What an amazing time. I think, okay, this is going to be a little weird, because back then, when I was in middle school, our district didn't allow YouTube. Like, they blocked it, right? I don't know why, though. It's kind of funny, because kids today, they can view YouTube, right? But back then, when it was brand new, we couldn't. Yeah, I don't know why though. It was interesting. Like we did at YouTube, but we couldn't view it back then. It's kind of funny though. Yo, come to think, oh my gosh, I just started noticing that. No, it was a different period back then. It was really strict. You know, I guess because they may be like inappropriate videos, because that's what it was back then. So it makes perfect sense. Oh my god, I just started to notice that this now. Yeah, you never heard of those YouTubers before? Yeah, I discovered of them. Oh.
With an Oreo twist.
Oreo Puff cereal? I got to try that. Disneyland turned 70? Oh my god. Anyway, I haven't been to Disneyland in I don't know how long. But if I remember correctly, you said you wanted iceberg. Maybe? I'm not sure though. You know, I gotta take one, like, for now, I kind of do like the ranking videos. But of course, doing like educational and mental health related, so it depends. Oh, so you still didn't like YouTube either, Dumbo? I'm still got my only one then, because I thought that's how it was back then. Yeah, Oreo Puffs, that looks so good. And didn't Oreo also make cake treats? I don't know. I don't know if they did make cake treats. I have no idea. I don't know. Dumbo, I have no idea. Extra Men is a pretty interesting channel. It's so weird. Like, he only got like 6,000 views in 9 hours, but his videos do really well in view count. Yeah, he does have a decent amount of subs, 40,000. I guess the views kick in later than for his channel. Why do the 90s look like that? 2000s tech leaks. I want to watch this for a little bit. Let's see. Why did the future look cooler in the 2000s? As someone that lived through it, I wanted the same thing. It's so disappointing that a lot of our enthusiasm for the future has faded due to corporate minimalism. Oh, right. Even though minimalism, it can be a good thing, but it depends, though. We're still not ready for flying cars. We have them for ages. They're called airplanes. And they carry a lot of people, too. That's true, though. You know, an airplane's not considered a car, but I get it. Yeah, it is a good channel. I should comment. But I'm probably too nervous to do that. All right, I'm gonna watch it for a little bit. Let's see.
What happened to that? From movies.
Does he have my same level lamp?
The future looks like this, or perhaps like this.
Hold on.
Remember when the future looks like this, or perhaps like this? What happened to that?
That level lamp almost looked like mine, but not quite.
From movies and marketing to games and aesthetics, it seemed way cooler in the 2000s. Now, there's a lot of weird reasons for this, and no, it's not just because you were younger. Chances are your expectations have changed regardless of your age. So, why doesn't the future look like this anymore? Were these actually real places? And more importantly, what
It's kind of funny because as much as I despise AI, back then when I was in middle school, we basically had like this type of imagination. AI looks like crap. I'm sorry, but it does. I remember when I was in middle going on high school, I still, oh my goodness, I'm getting a flashback. It was 2008, I think, or 2009. And I look up the year 2010. It was like a picture of a woman that had like a futuristic wig. She was holding, it was like a Nintendo console, right? It was such a cool image I found on Google Images back then. It was such a different time because everything was that clickbait. Literally, it looked like she was like in the year 21, like 2150. And it's so cool how we have those imaginations back then because it's creativity, right? It gives people ideas. Not to mention the iPhone, like you could touch the screen on the left side. Oh my goodness. I remember photos like this because I used to be on YouTube back then.
with your age? So, why doesn't the future look like this anymore? Were these actually real places? And more importantly, what the hell was going on in the 2000s?
Futurism. I forgot. I love futurism. Halo. I never played Halo though.
You've definitely seen futurism before. Maybe you played Fallout and fell in love with its 1950s aesthetic.
My brother has.
It's actually called retro futurism, and there's a reason it feels strangely familiar.
It's so nostalgic. I can see that the year 2061, but not flying cars though. Wow, that's beautiful. And that's in Japanese.
It draws on predictions from the 50s to create this nostalgic yet high-tech look. Back then, this really was how people thought things would turn out. And yes, we're still waiting on flying cars. The point is,
I only
every
care for
decade
those.
had its own
I
version.
think what we should have is hover cars because flying cars, well, imagine if you crash and you fall, pardon me, and then you die. You know, I think we should just have hover cars, not flying cars, like The Simpsons predicted. I can see that. I mean, we do have those like we had it like a decade now, right? Those scooters that you could. I don't know how people do it. I don't. I would always want to try one of those. Like you can move. I don't know how they do it though.
Especially strange, but we aren't there quite yet. Another notable period was the 80s, responsible for popularizing the cyberpunk aesthetic. Movies like Blade Runner painted a future full of neon lights, augmentation, and giant holographic advertising. It also did something the 50s, 60s, and 70s didn't really do. It made the future look kind of scary. Rather than only focusing on the wonders of the space age, it hinted at a more dystopian existence. And this wouldn't be the last time. Still, when the 90s rolled around, people started to get a lot more excited for the future. This ramped up towards the end of the decade, and you started to see the word 2000 plastered over everything. It was a symbol of technology.
Hot Wheels, yes, I used to collect those. Okay, I wanted to share something. When I was like 7 to 10, I had a Hot Wheels phase. I kid you not. I would collect so many of those. I even had the game for the GameCube. Oh God, I feel old. That was the only game that I played that's not Mario related. I used to collect Hot Wheels because they were so cheap. They were only, oh my God, I don't have them. My mother would always buy those for me. I kid you not. And they're only like $1. You know, I would collect so many of those. Damn it.
Advancements, experimentation, and a new digital age.
ALL.
Depending on when you grew up, you might have had varied expectations for this future. For instance, the vision of the early 2000s was,
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, oh God, it's like, it's not AI for some odd reason. It's not. It's like, I can't describe it. You know?
different to its later years. In fact, as we dig deeper, a lot deeper, you may start to notice some recurring design trends. These all have names, and when we eventually look at those, we can start to understand why things look.
See, that's why I kind of like invented my own like words of fetishes, right? Like my fetish is extremely rare. There are people that do have that fetish, but so few, like way less than like 0.25%, right? And I don't know, I was just bored, and maybe because I wanted to have the courage to talk about it, and that's where I got the idea. Plus, this I like to study languages, right? That's where I got that name from because it's Latin, if that makes sense. Also, it sucks that you're the only one that's here right now. I don't know where Slade went, but you never played Halo, Dumbo? Yeah. Oh, it will happen. I mean, not for the flying cars though, and yeah, AI does suck though. I remember one kid sneak onto YouTube and play Gangnam Style. Oh my goodness. Really, and they got blocked. Oh, it's a hover dumbbell. Like it's like it levitates. That's what it means. Oh, you're here? Oh, no problem, Slayer. I'm sorry, because it just says 2 viewers on here. You used to have Hot Wheels, right? Because they do. They like if you keep them for years, they could be, what's it called? Valuable. Yeah, therefore won't be gone by then. No, I doubt it. No. No, it won't happen. Trust me. It would have happened in year 2000. It would have happened in year 2012. It never does.
Here. But first, let's explore the future of the past.
Y2K's future.
From reels to YouTube playlists, there's hundreds of videos documenting the unique visuals of the early 2000s. I mean, if you're subscribed, you'll know that I've made at least one. Anyway, a great place to start looking for futurism is commercials. Despite being only 20 years ago, you wouldn't find anything like them today. The first thing you'll notice is that everything is blue. Anything from car ads to albums was put through the same filter. The next thing you'd be asking is, why is everything chrome?
Oh, I get it.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, this is mostly what the future looks like. Making something silver and shiny set it apart from the aesthetics of previous decades. It felt energetic, advanced, and alien. I also get the sense that it took itself a lot more seriously. Where the 80s and 90s often used more vibrant colors and patterns in marketing, the early 2000s employed a darker atmosphere and a more uniform palette. Look at 90s aesthetics like they're so much more chaotic and colorful. It's worth noting that this didn't just randomly start at the turn of the millennium. A lot of what we'll be covering today stemmed from the late 90s. Anyway, this ad is a great example. The people are shown with this trippy blue scanning effect, kind of like the sonar scene in Batman. The car itself looks like it's flying through hyperspace, morphing into different trims and models. You'd expect it to be something groundbreaking, their top-of-the-line car. It's a Toyota Echo. That was an ad for a Toyota Echo. Pepsi got in on this as well, and I think their collection of ads are the best demonstrations of the style. They had it all: metallic clothing, a chrome-plated spaceship, and an overwhelming blue tint. I love to use this clip, so you might have seen this one for Pepsi Blue before. It's perfect. But this aesthetic wasn't just seen in adverts.
So it's a good channel. I just want to show this comment very quick. It's just that I can't get any new viewers though, but I love reading comments like this on channels like this. So got the algorithm gods put this channel on my homepage. You deserve way more than 40,000 subs. I come across creators who have 10 times the views, but whose content is 10 times less informative. Enough creator fluffing subscribed. And he replied, yeah, because his picture's like a mint on it. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing more videos like this. That's why I don't want to rush myself to do more. It just sucks we can't get new viewers yet because I don't know. I'm still a little hurt how we got that viewer. Like they're kind of complaining, like, "Oh, I should have just blocked them immediately." But like, why was I suggested to this channel? Like, as though I did something wrong just because I'm not doing like vibrant videos, right? It did hurt a little bit when that person said that. But yeah, I hope they don't come back. They want to talk about whatever protesting or something. I mean, I know they're nice and all, but it did sting a little bit. So yet again, he does have 40,000 subs, so it makes sense. So still a good video though. Anyway. Oh, the streamer's frozen? Ah. Yeah, I don't remember who that person was either. Honestly, I try not to get intimidated, but just because my channel size, because I know people tend to be like in the herd mentality that, oh, he got 40,100. He got a lot of subscribers just now. Um, oh, he got 200 views just now. It's a good video that he's doing, but it just hurts a bit when people they're thinking that it's my fault of what I upload. That's why I haven't been like reading any comments or because there's no point. So, it makes me a little discouraged. I just don't care. It actually makes sense. Wait, his other videos don't have many views? Why though? I'm still doing that. I'm still planning on doing that Plants vs. Zombies. Um, it's a good channel. Extra Mint I like his videos. I do. I know I've seen one of them before. I just don't remember which one it was. I am planning on doing Plants vs. Zombies too, right? Yeah, and I understand why you turn off comment. Yeah, the reason why I did that is because I know people would say something really nasty over the fetish that I basically want to cover because I feel comfortable talking about it, and I just don't have time for it. And if they don't want to come back, that's fine because it wouldn't make any sense that they keep viewing anyway because they'll just be sacrificing my time and themselves. So, that's why I don't want to live stream on there because it would ruin the channel, and I want to keep it separate until I get more viewership. And I'm down to 1 view for some reason. And Dama, that's really dope of you to say that, honestly, because you enjoyed that. I'm thinking about doing it again. I don't know why though. Because I know how YouTube they could be a bitch because if your channel's not doing well, then you're a terrible person. You should just delete your channel. I'm not deleting it, even if I'm not getting many views. I refuse to delete it. So I don't know, honestly. Hopefully more people. Yeah. Actually, I think I know. I think I heard there was a Plants vs. Zombies Street, but I never played it. Honestly.
Plotted on pretty much anything associated with technology or gaming, and this quickly bled into real life. Have a look at Nintendo World from 2005. There's the exact same pairing of Chrome and...
Are you serious? I was only 10. Oh my god. This is not what I remember. Papermon that does your door. Metroid Prime 2, I think. There's no way that's real.
Every DS is the same color, and the chairs and architecture make...
Oh my god, are you serious? I see the DS's, yeah. What? Oh my god, and that was 2 decades ago? Wow, that's crazy.
like you're stepping into a space station. Sony's PSP Pavilion echoed these design principles. There was a long, illuminated walkway, glass pod chairs, and a blue backdrop. In the other corner, Xbox embraced the more alien aspects of these styles.
Halo.
Outside of its own game show booths and demo kiosks, you could see this in its menus. It feels like the interface you'd use at the helm of a UFO. Either way, at the start of the decade, this was how the future was portrayed. Chrome-plated, sleek, and surreal. This wasn't the case forever, though, and if you were born a little later and remember wanting an Xbox 720, it might have looked something like this. But that doesn't explain why things were the way they were, or how we even got there. To do that, we have to dive even deeper. I've kept this to myself for far too long. Just like Neo in the Matrix, I've discovered something I shouldn't have. A real-life exploit glitch in the system. At first, it was simple. Free samples with no shipping costs. But they came and they tasted too good. So I've started ordering flavors.
Oh, it's a sponsor. Okay. Still cool editing, though. It's cool editing. All right, speed this up a little bit.
An entire era. Blade, X-Men, Mission Impossible, everyone had a leather jacket. And if it wasn't a jacket, it was a latex bodysuit.
Yeah.
A lot of this style drew inspiration from anime, characters from Trigger.
I used to watch
Mission Impossible,
Trigon.
everyone had a leather jacket. And if it wasn't a jacket, it was a latex bodysuit. A lot of this style drew inspiration from anime. Characters from Trigun, Akira, and Vampire Hunter all shared slicker, form-fitting bodysuits and, of course, dope jackets. They came across as more futuristic and agile than traditional Western action heroes. This helped engineer the aesthetic shift from movies like this to 90s cool. Ripped sleeves and sweaty jungle combat were out, and gigantic coats and Oakleys were in. Across the board, everyone had crazy fits. Fashion was suddenly prevailing over utility. Hardly a shocker, but this was already being mirrored outside the big screen. Music videos were in the same boat, having more bullet time than the entire Matrix trilogy. Again, there's the shiny jackets and pants, and the blue tint we mentioned earlier. If you're more familiar with games, look back at Deus Ex, Perfect Dark, and Mortal Kombat 2. All of those came out in the year 2000, showing that the style was still going strong. Setting-wise, they also shared similarities. Much like the Matrix, they were often in dystopian cities and environments, with advanced technology and weapons. J.C. Denton from Deus Ex is just a copy and paste of every 90s cool ancestral tenant. Slicked back hair, cold demeanor, and a long-ass jacket. In his own words, just like the movies. The reason this look was so popular was extremely simple. It just looked cool. That's it. Technology and hacking were represented by shifting lines of code, sleek gadgets, and outfits. It felt like a fitting visual language for this new reality. Edgy, fashionable, and shiny. I've included it here because it set the stage for a lot of what's about to come. And
So
was really
Dumbell,
influential.
oh, Toy Spies. I see that. It's his name. Okay, it's Extra Mint, right? And it's titled "Why Did the Future Look Cooler in the 2000s?" There we go. That helps. So there's a Garden War. I think I heard of Garden Warfare. It's like first person shooting, right? I think I've seen some gameplay from Zach Scott, I think. And yeah, Dumbo, this is supposed to be like what we had back then, so to speak. Hopefully the internet's working now.
The mid-2000s. With that being said, let's continue on and see what we find.
I go wait for these ads. Yeah, Dumbo, pretty much. Pretty much. Are you serious? I heard it. I've seen that anime character, so that's Rocket League. Interesting. That's a cool ad. Wow. But it's not that advanced. Pretty much, yeah. And the whole world, along with this technology, is all fucked up. Tell me about it. Honestly. Crow Future.
We've established that chrome and blue were the colors of the future. But why was this? And does this look have a name?
It looks boring. I know. That's what I was thinking too. I don't know why. Like, I want to play soccer than driving a car that kicks a ball around. I feel bad saying that.
You couldn't escape products and media covered in curved silver plating. This idea was famously captured in SB-129, the 14th episode of SpongeBob. Released just before the year 2000, it showed Squidward being cryogenically frozen and waking up 2,000 years later. He's met by Spongetron, and of course, everything looks like this. There's even a guy running around spray painting stuff that doesn't fit in, which is hard not to read as a jab at literally any tech company at the time. I mean, seriously, look, flip phones, handhelds, consoles.
True.
I
mean, I did have a Game Boy. It was silver. I did have a GameCube. That was silver. So it makes total sense. The 2000s, we let the color silver for some odd reason.
Suddenly weirdly appealing to me, but I've made some interesting choices in the past. More to the point, this trend has been retroactively organized and categorized through the aesthetic known as chromecore. I've discussed this before, but it's important to mention here because it really was significant. It capitalized on the narrative of a metallic future by giving people tech from that vision. Even though this is just a Nokia, it feels right at home in all of those ads and music videos. Now you could own a piece of them yourself. Notably, you could also spot it in website design. The second that people could add reflections to anything they did, leading to pages like these. Compared to 90s cool, it showed a cleaner, more optimistic approach to style and futurism. Still, while being more sanitized, it was far from minimalist and just as exciting. At this point, you might be wondering why nothing really looks like this anymore. It still comes across as futuristic and clean, so why can't you buy a Chrome PlayStation or Nintendo Switch? Why had this look completely disappeared by 2010? Well, a lot of it came down to materials. Shiny stuff is susceptible to scratches, wear and tear, and general damage. If you've ever owned one of those old Lego swords, you'll see where this is going. After a few years of the craze, companies started to shift back to more durable and cheaper materials. Everyone except Apple. Why the fuck the phone's made from glass? Regardless,
I don't know. I don't know why it's made from. Oh, that's a GameCube at first. So yeah, basically silver was scratched a lot. I forgot it did. Right. I think that's why I never liked Apple, because it's so funny. It's expensive, but it breaks easily. Like, well, for my phone, it's more plastic, but it lasts longer. Well, it's not plastic. It's some different type of material. I just don't understand why people are so obsessed with iPhones. I don't get it. Honestly. Yeah, they do break easily. I think people with iPhones are just, like, give myself a lot of money or something. I don't know. I just think it's just weird. Yeah, Miku, Dumbus Miku, yeah. Yeah, I would like to hear your take. Yeah. Tell me. The technology was advanced, but still good enough. Yeah.
But one of a few interesting approaches from the time. Making everything see-through was another that we'll look at soon.
Gen X Soft Club.
2000s futurism wasn't always aggressive and metallic. Many distinct aesthetics branched out and took on a softer, more abstract approach. There's a couple that fall under the Gen X name, with the most notable being
What?
Gen X Soft Club. While often overshadowed by things like Fruitiger Aero and Y2K futurism, I think it still looks really clean, and I'd be surprised if you haven't seen it before. It usually depicts naturalistic, distorted urban environments, train stations, skylines, and so on. Cool blues and greens were the most common colors, highlighting a future that was clean yet fresh and organic. Nostalgia was embraced and blended with futuristic optimism. The result is an aesthetic that's calming, nice to look at, and kind of hopeful. While you could see it in everything from concept art to architecture and advertising, the best examples are on albums. Blur, The Madding Crowd, Midnight Drive, and Music for Airports use similar elements and techniques. The aesthetic was only categorized more recently, and the name is pretty self-explanatory. At the time, the target audience was young adults, or Gen X, and it romanticized club and urban life through this softer lens. It was more mature and refined than the bubbly chrome look, but still interesting enough to look at. That and the growing technology industry in the late 90s are generally credited as the reason this style exists. Even more interesting is the fact that a lot of people are still using it today. CFCF's Memoryland album cover captures the style excellently, and there's been a renewed interest in it that's nice to see. Now, this is more for the unks among us, but there's another aesthetic with the Gen X moniker that preceded Soft Club, and it's definitely worth quickly looking at. Corporate cyber utilized a similar amount of nauseating motion blur, although being much more unruly and chaotic. The only consistency across these ads is that nothing makes sense. Another key difference was the time period. Corporate cyber was more of an early 90s thing, whereas Soft Club landed in the latter years of the decade and leaked into the mid-2000s. You'll notice that the former is more abstract. CGI is used more heavily with more varied degrees of success, and there's a lot more colors at play. I want to finish.
There is a man outside my window that has been barking all day long.
I want to finish this section with an.
Wait, what?
More colors at play. I want to finish.
There is a bird outside my window that has been barking all day
I want to finish this section with an open letter to Gen X. If we apologize for cancelling Eminem, can you please bring back this style?
Oh, the Y2K. So, someone voted just now. Someone voted straight. So, there are very little good things about AI, but could have been more good things if people didn't use it for fucked up things. Oh, Slay switch over. Okay. And Slay, that's fine. Yeah, take your time. And the Game Boy is okay, Dumbbell. It's definitely far from perfect. I wanted to stick to my Switch. So Y2K, oh, he'll explain it, Dumbbell. You ought to worry. So one thing I ever had was a cheap flip phone. Same here. And the cheap computer doesn't work well. Yeah, right. I can relate to that. Honestly. Well, it wasn't cheap, but it did have the blue screen of death. It was even though it was a good brand, the Windows XP. So I get where you're coming from.
So we've covered some key aesthetics from the era, even some from the late 90s. This wasn't just because I think they're cool though. It was, as you'll find elements from all of them in Y2K.
It was a Verizon. Well, it's my mother's phone, but she let me have it to keep contact with her. Even though we had to pay for minutes. It was a Verizon flip phone. It was black. It was nice. I did have like a little like Kindle, like moving wallpaper, but that's about it. So I didn't like it because everyone else had like a smartphone, and this is 2011. So you can see how advanced we were back then.
Meat and potatoes of the first half of the decade, and also this video. There's tons to unpack here, from clear text to bizarre ads.
Yep. And when I was in elementary school, we actually have one of these. I can't imagine how expensive they were. They're like, this is like, that was only out for 3 years. It's an iMac, right? It's like one of those cute little like smaller desktops, but it's a glass screen. They're not cheap. I don't know how my school paid for it because we have 4 of those. And I was a special ed. So we didn't have many students, right? We literally did have those. I think it was like 12 of us maybe in the class, maybe 11. So like half of us like would use it, right? Or at least a third of us, I think. And oh my God, I don't know how we afford that. I was lucky. Because we played like a lot of computer games. Oh my gosh, those are not cheap. Those are not cheap. Oh my my school was pretty rich back then. Oh my goodness, I just started noticing that just now.
We might as well jump in. Y2K is a term derived from a software problem in the year 2000. The aesthetic covers one of the largest and most comprehensive expressions of 2000s futurism. If you spend a lot of time on TikTok or Instagram Reels, you might have heard it being referred to as cybercore or K-Bug. It can be traced back as far as the late 80s, sharing visuals with rave flyers from the UK underground. However, things really started taking off with the rise of CGI and the internet. Websites and advertising began to lean into this futuristic vision. The year 2000 was right around the corner, and it was an easy way to grab a piece of the hype. In terms of games, it's usually tied to the 5th and 6th generations of consoles. You know, the original Xbox, PlayStations, GameCube, and Game Boy Advance. I recently saw an ad for the PS2 that nicely demonstrates both the technological optimism of the time and this aesthetic. The year is 2078, and it shows a mock advertisement for the PlayStation 9. When you crack it open, it releases spores that attach directly to your adrenal gland. Several shots have the same vibe as The Matrix, which makes a lot of sense as they were pretty much created at the same time. The ad closes with the PS2 logo and 2 words: the beginning. The angle here is pretty clear. Like a lot of things in this video, you're being sold a piece of the future. Even if just a taste, it's a method of marketing that makes the product feel advanced and exciting. Just like the PlayStation, the Xbox felt like it belonged in this future. And for just $2.99, so could you. Better yet, plugging in a game didn't bring you out of this fantasy. The flagship title for the Xbox was a futuristic sci-fi shooter. The Dreamcast had games like Space Channel 5, and many others shared these kinds of settings. On the topic of futuristic consoles, I have to talk about the clear craze in the 2000s. I touched on this briefly before, but there's a new reason that I'm talking about it today. The clear craze was a distinct...
I have one of those. It was an N64 controller. It was see-through. So that's the only one I had on here that's on this list. So Dumbo, this is what see-through looks like back then, right? So you can see like the wires, the kind of like the software. Well, just the wires. It's like the skeleton, right, of these gadgets. Because that's how it was back then.
Component of Y2K futurism and was a fad all through the early years of the decade. If it was tech related and it wasn't already chrome, it was clear. TVs, controllers, consoles, and most famously the iMac G3 are
Yep, my school had that. The iMac G3, oh
early
man.
years of the decade. If it was tech related and it wasn't already chrome, it was clear. TVs, controllers, consoles, and most famously the iMac G3 are all colorful examples, even though there was rarely anything to actually
Oh,
see.
Classic
It was
Game
still a
Room? I
serious-
used to watch that channel. It sucks they're not doing that well anymore. I haven't watched them like over 10 years. Oh man, I used to watch them a lot.
cool look, and many consoles with it have since skyrocketed in price. You wouldn't just find this in the 2000s though. The 80s kicked things off with phones like this, and the 90s followed.
Are you serious?
Outside the shelves of EB Games, Prisons had clear technology for entirely different but far more obvious reasons. Regardless, a few months ago I mentioned how badly I wanted controllers like this again, specifically for Xbox. And to my surprise, they actually just started making them, and I think they do look pretty good. All that's left now is a translucent Series X. Before we go any further, it's important to quickly mention Metal Heart, an aesthetic from the same genre and time frame as Y2K futurism. It used 3D metallic shapes to create jagged patterns and visuals. You might recognize it from Armored Core Nexus, early websites, and even artwork. It's more mechanical, darker, and edgier than any of the other aesthetics in this video, especially the ones towards the end. Taking its name from, well, a book called Metal Heart, it peaked for a few years before starting to die out in 2004. To this day, it remains one of the most obscure yet fascinating offshoots of Y2K futurism. This period also saw some unique approaches to marketing, and I want to draw your attention to one advertising firm in particular. In the late 90s and early 2000s, a company called Fragile Design produced several pieces that resonate with almost every style we'll be covering today. I actually posted a few of these on Instagram. Looking at their work, you can see elements of Gen X softpop, futurism, and metal heart. Yes, they are out there, but I think it works. Seriously, to the 3 other Australians watching this video, you can't tell me that Big M wouldn't taste better in this carton.
Oh, he's
As a
Aussie.
whole, technology was represented very differently to today. The internet was still borderline magic to a lot of people, which is unsurprising considering the way it was portrayed. On TV, it was visualized as anything from beams of light to fluid, multi-layered 3D spaces. There was a sense that it existed within its own realm that was separate to our own, with computers and phones representing portals into cyberspace. This dynamic was sort of reflected in reality, although not nearly as dramatically. Houses used to have a computer room, a desk like this, and that was where the
He called me out. Oh my gosh. Is it working, Dumbo? Hope it is. We used to have this. My family used to have this. I kid you, I missed that desk. Oh my gosh. It was a wooden desk. We would have our CDs. Well, my gaming PC, like I used to play a lot on the PC growing up. We used to have that. And then we have like an empty spot. And then we have like a big shelf. I think I have like an old video. Fuck. Damn it. I should show more of my house. I don't think I did. We used to have, it was the Windows XP. We would basically have like, we only had a desktop back then, right? I didn't have a laptop yet. So it was the only way for me to actually go on YouTube. But of course, I had to wait till my brother gets done, which means I'll be playing on my game or watching watching Cartoon Network. So, oh my gosh, we used to have this. Not like exactly like this, but it's similar. Oh, I miss that setup. Oh my Buddha, I miss this setup a lot. Nostalgia. Yeah, Dumbell. This is like old school, they call it. So yeah, I'm not surprised you never seen them because you are a decade younger than me, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, Dumbo, it depends on the item that you get on how expensive it was. Yeah, they existed, Dumbo. They did. They did. And metallic is like a metal type of aesthetic, right? It actually makes sense. And what happened? Oh, okay. I can see your messages. I don't know where Slade went, um but yeah, and someone voted this now. I don't know who did.
Lived. It was very much separate from the day to day, not something that followed you around at all times. This tweet nicely sums it up. Today, however, this is no longer the case. Whether it's your watch, phone, PC, MacBook, or that followed you around at all times. This tweet nicely.
So sorry for being nostalgic. Sorry for being nostalgia baited. But it was kind of nice where the internet was a single, solitary, unmoving place instead of a terror that extends to. Oh, I agree with this. By Cal50. This is on Twitter, huh? You went to this specific spot. I think about sharing more stuff on Twitter. I don't think I'm gonna get any views over it though. I probably will later on. Oh, I made this for fun. When you left the spot, you left the internet. Yeah, I agree. Because it's like you're in a virtual reality world, but only in that spot. But the thing is, you're not wearing something over your head or your eyes. So I agree with that.
Today, however, this is no longer the case. Whether it's your watch, phone, PC, MacBook, or a TV, chances are you're constantly connected to the internet. It's far from some exciting escape into a different world because it is the world. Consequently, tech just doesn't have the same aura as it did during the 2000s, and the marketing around it isn't as futuristic. Naturally, this isn't the only reason Y2K futurism fell out of fashion and was eventually replaced by something else. But before we reach those more
You hate VR? I don't blame you. I think I'll share more stuff on my Twitter. I mean, I know I did, but I don't think. Yeah, I'll try. I don't think anyone's gonna care though. I probably will. I'll probably just share like nostalgia or something. I'm thinking about it. I might just end this live stream a little early and try it out. I'm gonna try find something I found on the internet and just share my thoughts. I don't like Twitter, but I'm probably want to do it just for fun. Oh, Dumbo, the thing is, it breaks because it's wood. Oh man, we went to. I'm surprised our PC didn't collapse. Like literally, like on the right side, it would break. Right? Oh, so embarrassing. Oh god, I don't remember what's the last time I used Twitter. I think that's when my channel was suspended. It's been since what, November? So yeah, that's how long ago it is because I mostly lurk on there. You got nostalgia, but really? Yeah. You can have nostalgia without having something. Like I got nostalgia of the 80s for some reason. You have a cheap desk there. There are so many coffee stains. Oh yeah, I can imagine because it's wood, huh? This is a good video. I'm thinking about doing that. Like I might just share like 2000s nostalgia. I'll probably share like 2 things a day. I probably will. I'm gonna do that later on. I'll probably end a stream like an hour, and then I'll come back later. You used to have a Twitter? I didn't know that, Dumbo, huh? So I the reason I'm being quiet because I'm having more ideas. I think that's why I'm glad I'm still uploading and I haven't stopped yet. Even not many people are reviewing it because I have so many ideas I want to share. You know, I know it's gonna take a long time for my channel to get seen though. It sucks, you know, that we haven't. Oh, but I want to do things I enjoy. I don't want to follow a trend and get burned out and get more meltdowns again. I don't want that. I don't know because he's already covering it, and I don't feel like in the right mental state to having to screenshot everything because my MacBook will freeze, and it would just take too long because this MacBook was so out of date. Sadly. But very quick, I think my map book is fine. Hold on. I think it's working a little better now. I'm gonna switch over to see what's trending on, not trending, but my 3 most viewed videos very quick. Because I don't know how many views they are. But of course I'm gonna have to cover the screen. But I'm just curious since I have been posting a lot. Wait, Dumbo, while I'm checking that, I want your opinion. And what is your favorite video that I posted in the past 2 days? Like when you had to work on Taco Bell, what was your favorite? Like I just want your thought, right? You know, you enjoy these videos. Like I don't mind feedback. Like what's your most favorite? If this thing can load up, what is your most favorite that I uploaded in the past 2 days? Oh, great. Is it giving me that weird loading thing again? Okay. So the alien one and the belly button one is getting viewed though. Really? People like those two? Wait, when did I post it about me? Wait, it hasn't been 2 days yet. So do you tell me that those are getting more views? Well, I guess I gotta do more, do I? The Minecraft one hasn't popped up yet. I know the comments turned off because I don't want anyone to thinking that they're being clickbaited. Or they're gonna see like, yep, the comments are turned off and they'll be warned. Okay, so yeah, Deon, it hasn't been 2 days yet. Wow. So you tell me that those 2 videos are getting more views? Well, I'm flattered. All right, well that's something then. Like I don't know how many views they have, right? Like I covered up the screen. I'm just seeing like it should give me 4, but I guess it's only 3 now. It gives you like 3 thumbnails of the videos that are viewed the most in a certain period. I've only posted this 5.5 hours ago. So this one's doing well right now? Really? Well, good to know then. I guess I might need to make a playlist. And I did share the URL. I should have tagged the YouTuber, but I did share the URL. Yeah, you told me you had the Twitter, but you deleted it. Right. The other channel that was on. So the alien one. Okay, really? I think I could probably see why. And I think your message just came up like 2 minutes behind. That's my fault because I had to switch over tabs. That's why I try not to switch over tabs because if I do, then the time will freeze because this map book doesn't function well. Yeah, the video is short. So not every video I make is crazy long. Plus, I was rushing a little bit because I got a little anxious. Okay. I got anxious talking about it. Otherwise, I'll make the video longer. I might make a part 2, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'll live stream for another hour. I know the one with the car one, the video up from the last meetup got some views. That's good. Yeah. I'm glad to hear that, Dumbell, literally. Because I know that's not being viewed as much, which is fine. Because the thing is, I don't want this to limit, like, oh yeah, because I'm posting too much. There are YouTubers that, some of them I've seen that haven't posted for months, and they only get that many views. You know, like, I'm guessing a lot of people think that if you don't post anything for a long period, you get more views. But that's not always true, though. You know, I like to post every day because there's so many topics. I'm not going to limit myself just because, you can unsubscribe. Like, I don't want to be your puppet. You know, I hate that. Like, oh, yeah, you got to have viewership. Well, you know what? If they don't like it, they could just view someone else. I want to post something because that's what YouTube is. You know, it can't be like Mr. Beast copycat. Oh golly, I would commit suicide if I had to go to that route. He was a mistake for being born. Anyway, where was I? I'm thinking about it. And you like the Lost Media ones? I think I have a few more. I want to keep them a secret though. But since you're here, I guess I could give it away because you deserve it. There was a video that I did. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna title it, Dumbbell. Like, how old do you think this? Wait, no, that'd be a weird name for a title. It's when my mother and I were at PetSmart, and we had our 2 chihuahuas before they died, and it was over 10 years ago. I'm thinking about giving it like a cool title, right? How old? Wait, should I? I kind of like, how old is this video of, I don't know, of my mother? Oh, how old is this video of Deon and his mother at PetSmart? I don't know. I think that's a weird title, but I'm probably going to try anyway. Because it gives you the year. So that's how long ago it is. I like to have like a little bit of a time machine, you know, or a backwards time machine. Like, it says the year 2014 on it. So people are thinking like, wow, that's how long ago it is. Because I know that there, like, some old videos don't exist anymore. Like, people don't post videos a long time ago. Oh, no, I know there's some that do. But I still got some on me, right? That's when I was mute. Right? Like, you could, like, read my body language. Like, I only talk to my mother, and even I mumble around my mother sometimes. So you can see that's how I acted all these years. Yeah, over 10 years ago, Dumbbell. It would be 11, but it's 10. Yeah, I don't blame you, Dumbbell. You never got anything out of it. I don't blame you. It's difficult. I'm thinking about sharing it, but I kind of want to wait until the channel gets the other one, right? The one I've been uploading. I kind of wait for that one to get seen more. Then I'm even thinking about starting to comment on more videos, just little by little. Hopefully that will get some traffic. Even if people don't see my comments, I still want to like interact in the community. Yeah, your message may be a little behind. I think it was PetSmart. It's when one of our chihuahuas had to get a checkup so that she won't get like the flu or any infections. It was a short video. I mean, it was not that short, but I don't know why I cut it off. Unless I was out of storage. I don't know. I don't think it was out of storage. I don't even remember. I just know I got my mother and my face on it and our 2 pups. And you can see how tired my mother looks. So, yeah. Hard to believe that was 1/3 of my lifetime. Well, technically I was 19. So I wasn't 20 yet. So maybe a little bit of a rabbit hole. Me either, Dumbbell. I don't know when's the last time I went to. Well, kinda, but I've been coming on other videos, or at least the news ones, and hopefully that may get some traffic like this to share my thoughts, even if people don't agree with, you know. So I thought that would help. Yeah, my comments are still on my music videos. It's just people haven't been viewing my channel that much, which is fine. I try to keep up, but I don't want to like come up as spamming again since I just got that channel back. I don't want to lose it again, you know. So YouTube gave me a second opportunity. Someone just voted just now. Someone voted. It's I saw that. Someone voted gay, huh? Huh. I wonder who voted. Yeah, NBC, but also like channels like this. I'm thinking about it. I just get too nervous because like, I would love to get hearted by their reply. Oh, it's Pokehot. Hey, Pokehot. But I don't know, because I'm the jealous type. Like, oh, like, why do their comments get hearted, but mine doesn't? I try to get out of that. Oh, I don't know what happened to that channel. Oh, that channel. Yeah, no. It's not necessary. I just had the chance to back up just in case. You know, I'm not going to use it anytime soon. That's when after I lost that channel, right? I'm just glad I got it back. It sucks I lost some other ones, but that one does have the most videos on it. So I'm glad I got it back. It's just going to take a while to recover, though. But I'm glad you liked that alien video that I did. It was a little random. I was a little rushed. I was tired. I did got a little bit of a headache, I think. Nothing extreme. I did take a little bit of... I think it was the other video. I forgot which video it was. I did take a little of Dayquil. Tastes gross. It's like drinking medicine, right? I only took like 5 milligrams of it. So, it's supposed to help headaches, right? It did help a little. Either way, we're worrying. Like, I still got plenty of videos at this. Like, I keep brainstorming. That's all. I'm glad you think so. Literally. I'm glad. It was a little rushed because, well, that's all I could do. If I had a Final Cut Pro, it will look much better. I will go in more detail of that fetish that I have, but I had to rush it because I know how people's attention spans are. And with the lucky equipment, you know, since I don't have like a fancy computer that, you know, some of these YouTubers have, you know, or a cool setup. You know, I mean, like this guy, I wish I had like his setup. I mean, I like videos like this. I do. I wish I could do that, but I'm too poor. So hopefully. Dumbo, you should. Or you could talk about your favorite football team or something, you know? Like, you don't have to show your face. Like, the other guy that did about the YouTube iceberg, he never revealed his face, and he's doing pretty well. And he doesn't do crazy editing. You know? He doesn't. For what I've been seeing, and he had, like, calm background music. The one right here, right? Yeah, his views are not crazy, but maybe that's why I like him. I don't know. Like, when I see a YouTuber that has, like, a lot of views, I get a little anxious for some odd reason. I'm a number file. That's probably why. Because I'm thinking, like, okay, they might be doing something crazy on their channel to get that much. Like, I don't like to be judgmental, but that's why. Plus, I did see in a channel, he went viral of working at a 7-Eleven. He doesn't use any thumbnails. It was just him, he's my age, that would talk about working at a 7-Eleven. It went viral. And there need to be more videos like that. You know, I do like videos that do have like thumbnails. It depends. As long as it's not AI or clickbait, then I don't care. Honestly. I like to use both. I might watch Pinely. The 9-month cruise. TikTok's the same reality show. He's cute. Anyway. What's up with the one right here in the middle? I do wonder how people do thumbnails like that. That's pretty cool, though. Because I know a lot of YouTubers do that. It depends on the YouTuber, though. Like, some YouTubers don't like it, they do that. It depends. Either worry.
Stop in the early 2000s.
Fashion? Oh, yeah. I'm going to love this. All right, fashion.
Shoes, glasses, and this watch is all I'm wearing right now. Fashion in the 2000s wasn't always futuristic, but when it was, it did it well. This was evident on the covers of magazines, in music videos, and in movies. So let's find out why it looked like that and where it went. Remember when every artist filmed their videos inside a cheese grater or some huge industrial washing machine?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, you'll also remember when they dressed like this. There was a 5-year-long shiny pants competition with no winners and countless victims. Still, some did get pretty close to the title. Mark Nelson in 15 minutes was up there, but had a disturbing lack of Oakley's feature. Next up, Busta Rhymes, What It Is. Busta Rhymes, undoubtedly a GOAT, but did he deliver in this music video from 2001? Honestly, I'm thinking, yes. There's shiny pants, ambiguous chrome blobs, ambiguous chrome people, glasses, and at 1 minute 55 seconds he starts doing this. S tier. Can't get over by September. This one really leans into the futuristic angle. Flying cars, Cloud City, and a touch of 90s cool. As for the main outfit, it looks like what 2006 thought 2012 would look like, and it could be shinier. A tier. Busta Rhymes is back, only this time.
I like he's doing a tier list randomly.
He looks like RoboCop. He busts a circuit here, and there's a marching band inside a giant birth canal. God tier. That feels like a nice segue into this next part, so we'll keep things ticking. You might not give a lot of thought to experimental looking watches, and maybe you don't even think about watches at all, but it's definitely worth paying attention to what was going on in the 2000s. We got some of the strangest looking pieces of all time as companies vied to make futuristic timekeepers. A good rule of thumb is that if it
Spy
looks like it
Kids?
came out of Spy Kids, it was probably from this time. Personally, I don't mind the Nike Triax. It even came in a silver armored version, which is now selling for ridiculously high prices. Naturally,
$3,000?
behind them with the blade and the judge. As weird as they might look now, I can appreciate their attempts to put an artistic spin on something as ubiquitous and simple as the watch. In fact, this kind of experimentation today could do a lot for the industry in terms of bringing in new enthusiasts. I mean, there's already a huge second-hand market for these older pieces. Going beyond accessories, the emergence of this new futuristic look was chronicled in magazines like Kerouac. Based in Japan, an early issue titled What's Cyber looked at the outfits of an emerging street culture scene. Common elements were short, spiky hair, metallic materials, chunky platform boots, and of course, shiny pants. All in all, the message was pretty clear, regardless of where you were in the world. This was how people dressed in the future.
Pretty much. I mean, one of my crushes. Well, not Miguel. Well, not this. Well, Miguel didn't dress like that. Though. Oh, I'm missing Honey Nut Cheerios. Another one, and from the damn it, I gotta find that picture though. When I was blowing out my birthday candles, right, for my 9th birthday, this really cute boy that was Mexican, right? He looked like he didn't have spiky hair, but he wore like a cool like dragon sweater. But you could tell the way that he looked was the 2000s because that is how we dressed back then when I was in elementary school. It's really weird to think about it. Like we did dress like that. We did. You know, we wore uniforms though, but oh my god, we did. Oh, it's really weird for me to think about it right now. I still got photos of me of how I dressed 10 years ago. I dress the same. I haven't changed. I don't know why.
The past week. If you run out of material, you're in luck because we're about to take the biggest deep dive into the aesthetic so far. We're going to find out what it really was, why so many people call it the future we were promised, and where exactly you might remember it from. I see a lot of reels showing these amazing futuristic interiors, and I've always wondered how many of those were ever real places. Later on, we'll check those out as well, because I found some genuine locations that were easily more bizarre than any concept art. Anyway, the 2000s futurism we've covered so far was very much influenced by the 90s. All of the chrome blue utopias that peppered corporate design was sparked by sparked by the hype for the year 2000. Those 4 numbers alone represented massive innovation and change. And the world did get both of those things, it just didn't anticipate how. As the new millennium ticked over, people's attitudes started to shift. As put by Mike Grindle, it's likely that Y2K aesthetics disappeared because the cultural zeitgeist that made them no longer existed. Things like 9/11, the war on terror, and the bursting of the dot-com bubble made it increasingly difficult for such an idealized future to resonate with people. Furthermore, as handheld devices and computers exploded in popularity,
Apple.
the world grew more familiar with them. And if you didn't, 90s style UIs were starting to look outdated. By roughly 2004, the stage was set for a revitalized approach to interfaces and, inadvertently, futurism. Corporations knew they needed to sell us something fresh, tangible, and optimistic. Reducing the gap between technology and nature seemed to be a logical place to start, where Y2K futurism portrayed tech as if it were part of some distant space-age future. This new style meshed it with existing concepts and environments. This contributed to the narrative of eco-futurism, which you're likely familiar with if you grew up in the late 2000s. But we'll unpack that more soon. Back to basics, the first signs of change were the introduction of skeuomorphic designs in Mac OS X 10 and the original Windows Longhorn, around 2001 to 2004. Their icons aimed to be more intuitive to users of every age and skill level.
We used to have those. They used to look like this. Yeah. Yep, they used to look like this. Of course.
Creating 3D elements that were glossy and rounded. This philosophy and the associated design language have been retroactively named Frutiger era. Frutiger coming from...
So I'm in the Frutiger era, huh? Because I grew up in the 2000s. Well, the 90s, but more towards the 2000s now.
Frutiger, the creator of this font, and era coming from Microsoft's design theme for Windows Vista. Today, its absence is most notable in menus. For a couple of years, it was a very popular style for everything from consoles to phones that have blue or green swirls of color in the background, sometimes with rays of light poking through as if underwater. When coupled with bubble or water drop-like icons, the naturalistic themes were hardly subtle. This was especially prolific around the early years of the 2010s, being largely replaced by flat design. This didn't stop us getting some cool interfaces though, and I especially like the original Xbox 360s and the menu for this random smart TV. Honestly, it's strange looking back at this era because at the time it didn't feel out of place at all. It's only when comparing modern designs to it that you notice how much things have changed. Samsung and Apple haven't used glossy, skeuomorphic designs for like 10 years. They aren't hard to navigate now or anything, and there still are some nice gradients and colors, but this cool design philosophy seems to be a thing of the past. So, how did this short-lived approach to UI evolve into Gen Z's promised future? Well, this look wasn't exclusive to interfaces. The switch to HD and the rise of advanced modeling software made it easier to render realistic 3D objects. This is a key difference between Y2K futurism and Frutiger era. The former was usually produced with lower resolution and more primitive lighting and effects. Regardless, everything from advertising to video games started to embrace this new aesthetic. It was especially popular in corporate stock images, and so many of the most iconic pictures came from a single website. Asadal Design is a Korean company specializing in, well, stock images. It's where this image originally came from, now one of the most definitive representations of the style. Water, glass, and giant globes were consistent visuals. The globes representing the world or the World Wide Web. Those with buildings in the background spoke to a sustainable, optimistic vision of eco-futurism. Some have since labeled this Frutiger Eco, a subdivision centered around environmentalism and a harmonic balance between architecture and nature. You did see this a lot on TV, a good example being this ad for the DS Lite. It has the same cityscape on the horizon, bright green fields and people levitating. Moving on, if you've ever owned one of these lamps or saw this meme recently, you'll recognize another micro-category called Helvetica Aqua. This focused more on water, the ocean, and tropical fish, and was a popular motif in interior and product design. It was less futuristic, but utilized to sell new tech regardless. As you can see...
You know what? I got another idea. There is a video that I did. This is a sign for me. When I updated my old MacBook that I had, not this one, right? Like, I had, like, my graduation MacBook over a decade ago. I forgot I was updating or upgrading my MacBook out of the, what he mentioned, I might post it. It was me leaving the Frutiger era of Mac for the first time. I literally was upgrading my MacBook, right? And I was showing how it looks. It sucks I didn't show what it looked like beforehand. But it was when I was upgrading it. Like, okay, now, I think is it upgrade? Because I was installing the new software, right? I was giving steps on how to install your MacBook software at the time. And I was showing how YouTube used to look like back then. And even how my old YouTube channel that I had that is no longer around anymore. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to upload it because I literally had the, oh boy, I was showing how the old internet. Oh God! Oh, I actually have footage. Oh boy! I literally have footage. And here's a little hint. I actually had like a gay porn tab that was opened. I didn't show porn, but I was looking up gay porn at the time. So I want to get that away. TMI, I know, but I literally have footage when the internet used to look in 2014. I literally have footage of me upgrading my Mac and my MacBook, right? So I may post that later because this is when I know like a lot about my Mac, right? Because I like I can't explain it. I was more mentally well back then, if that makes sense.
In terms of architecture, Helvetica Aqua can still be found in today's interiors. Have a look at this waiting lounge from Taiwan's international airport, or even the inside of this children's hospital. Dark Arrow, on the other hand, is a little more obscure. To a guy like me, Dark Arrow is just normal Arrow, but that's just a glimpse into my twisted mind. Popular from around 2006 to 2015, it offered a sleeker, more professional alternative to Frutiger while maintaining
Wait
the
a
same
minute!
glossy 3D elements and
Oh,
gradients.
never mind.
Great examples of these BlackBerry ads. Some promotional material for Windows, backgrounds, and car campaigns.
Wait a minute. Oh, because I had okay. I'm giving this away. My old All right, my old wallpaper on my MacBook was from an anime. It was the very first anime that I've watched, right? Okay. Oh, so I was using the end of the Dark Arrow era. I'm gonna use that as a title, maybe. So that was what I was using because the thing is, it had like a cool like it's an anime, right? But it had a gorgeous background. It's a little dark, and you can see where I love the color, right? The color red. I'm giving off the Easter eggs of why I liked the color green, purple, and red, right? I'm kind of giving it away. I forgot why I acted like this. I may post it later. I probably will. Oh god, I still got old footage when I was using my old MacBook. I know that may not be interesting for a lot of people, but I think it is because you're not gonna experience that anymore. And you can see how old the internet used to look. Like you can look at the tabs, like how we have the tabs now is more soft and cartoonish, but it's a little different, Dumbbell. It's more chromey like. Yeah, that's what it's called. Frutiger. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. And the ancient looks so different. I know it is, Dumbo, because I lived through it. Why did that look like my children's hospital? Really? Your children's hospital look like that, Dumbo? That's interesting. I never went to a children's hospital though. Yeah, like a poster that you put on a wall. Yeah, that's what it is. And they are amazing colors. It's so interesting. You know what? I'll probably post that later on. I don't know when though.
While maintaining the same glossy 3D elements and gradients. Great examples of these BlackBerry ads. Some promotional material for Windows, backgrounds, and car campaigns. Zooming out again, you started to see more forms of media promoting this eco-futurism. Meet the Robinsons is one of the best examples that I've referenced on this channel.
I used to watch Meet the. That's it. Oh my gosh, that's what it looks like in Japanese. What? Wow, I never knew the Meet the Robinson. I mean, I'm surprised they even have it in Japan. Wow, that's pretty cool. It's in Japanese though. I mean, because it is our movie, right? So, because Disney is American.
Dayland shows a world where nature hasn't been neglected as technology advanced. There's bubbles, water, grass, and a skyline that looks straight out of a 2009 stock image. This helped shape the narrative that a lot of Gen Z grew up with, that the future would be.
Well, I'm a millennial, so that counts. So that's why we got movies like that back then. Robots, that's one of them. Bugs Life, maybe? Oh, God, now I understand.
A tech and green. On apps like TikTok and Instagram, you'll see this perpetuated through shorts that cut between wavy green and blue interiors. There's a general sentiment that this future has been abandoned, with people missing its hopeful tone. But how much of these places were ever real? Was it all concept art, or have we truly left this look behind? Well, you'd be surprised at how many places used to look like this. Offices and stores in particular made good use of the more playful colors to create corporate environments that were at least somewhat inspiring. All of the images on screen right now were real places from the mid-2000s.
You serious? Demo, these are real places. These are real. Actually, I mean, I should know because I lived in this. I know you were like barely in kindergarten. So wait, he said mid 2000s. Oh, you're a baby then. So that makes total sense.
Interestingly, I even found some appearances as far back as 2001. The launch of the Sony Ericsson was accompanied by a pavilion that looked straight out of 2050. While sharing many elements with Y2K futurism, the glossy logo at the front, chairs, and couches were distinct.
Oh my goodness. I wonder, okay, he did about 2010, right? Because I still have that video when I was talking about how I was filming inside the T-Mobile store of that phone that I was curious. Did he wait? Okay, this is 2000. Where's the 2010s? Because I count it. Oh, good. Okay, he did a video of it. I might look that up next. Okay.
Rudiger Arrow, and it wasn't even called that until like 2017. O2's flagship store in 2007 embraced the naturalistic side of things even more. With flowers, bubbles, and cool blues, it ticks the boxes and feels refreshing. You could also find it in post offices, hospitals, and homes. If you like the look of these designs, you can check out either of the Mirror's Edge games to edge to them even more. As we've established, you can break 2000s futurism up into two distinct eras, Y2K and Rudiger Arrow. Both envisioned different outcomes, and both looked pretty cool while doing so. But you still might be wondering what the big deal is, and that's fair enough. At face value, they were both byproducts of corporate focus groups, and they weren't just made to look good, there was strategy and purpose behind their implementation. Consequently, some people don't see them as anything more than weird periods of design. Not everyone, though. Growing up, the eco-futurism of the 2000s and early 2010s really did make sense. Yes, it was idealized and artificial, but it felt fun. I can understand why it's become so popular recently. In a world where corporate aesthetics have been refined, flattened, and simplified beyond recognition, it offers a return to a more optimistic and colourful period. This is largely why you'll see people romanticize it as the future they were promised. It was everywhere in advertising, movies, and games.
So it lasted to 2013. It's such an interesting name. The Rudiger Arrow aesthetic. So when I was doing my videos, it ended. So that's why my MacBook updated. Okay, so that means the beginning was MacBook. Wait, was the end of? Oh, I'm trying to think of a title. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of one. So when I updated my MacBook, it was the end of the Rudiger era. I like to say era. I can't pronounce the word error for some reason. AERO. So I got some ideas. So I'm gonna have to upload it. Okay, so the thing is, I got some lost media, right? I got a video of me, and there was like my neighbor's son that I hang out with. That was, I don't remember. I think we're like a few years apart or something. I don't remember though. Because he wanted to walk in the Apple store with my mother at the time. I got footage of when I was looking up the iPhones and the iPods. There was footage of that. I'm not kidding. Like literally, like footage, like over a decade ago. I think it was more like it was 2013. Okay, so I think I graduated high school at that time. I was only 18. So I got footage of me when I was 18. And then when I was 19, I got footage when I was upgrading my MacBook. And what do you want to see first? I could do a poll, but I'm too lazy because it's gonna take forever for it to load. Do you want me? I don't know, because I may do it my own, but I mean, how you feel, right? Should I upload a me at the Apple Store? I mean, I don't know what I'm not gonna do this right away though. I don't know yet. The Apple Store, upgrading my MacBook for the first time, or showing my S3 phone. Those are only three footages at the Apple Store of showing my old Android phone and oh wait, there's four of them. Okay. I was trying oh god. Okay. It was me trying out the S5. You can see how long ago this is, right? I literally got footage. I'm sorry, like it's nostalgia for a reason. You're not gonna see this anymore. I got footage of it on my Google Photos. I don't know how I saved it. It was me trying out an S5. That phone is obsolete, by the way. You don't see people trying that phone anymore. The Apple Store, upgrading my MacBook, or showing my Android phone. I literally like okay, the Android one is a little interesting because I was dressing up as a character that I liked, a Tim Burton character, and I did a poor job on it. And I was listening to an old song that I liked that was really popular back then. So I got yeah, I got some mass media, at least for like technology. That's about it. So at least oh boy, I'm sorry. This guy is giving me some ideas because I'm learning something from his video, right? I'm gonna see the 2010s.
And suddenly it just disappeared. Only this time, its replacement wasn't nearly as interesting. But that is a video for another day.
And by the way, the video was at the Apple Store. You can see how we dressed back then. So yeah, I kept like got footage. Like you could see, like I was around other people, or at least you would see a lot of people in the background. They didn't care and all. I literally have footage of me just browsing through the Apple Store, 11 plus years ago. So, oh god, yeah, no wonder. I'm glad that guy. Oh, that did me at the zoo. Oh, I'm glad he uploaded that. I want to see what that video is. Okay, so I never know your comments. I'll scroll up though. Why did the 2010s? Because I lived through it. Okay, that was my high school era. Because I was a freshman in 2009, so up into 2015ish. So I lived the first half. Let's see.
Games, MLG, Trollface, and Swag. The internet was a very
Oh
different place
god,
in
I remember
2010s.
Swag.
Memes used to look like this, and YouTube.
Yes, yes. Oh, god, I remember her. I tried to do like a funny meme of her. I was showing a knife and I acted like a psychopath. But I hate when people are thinking I look like Wiz Khalifa. I don't fucking look like him. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm like a rapper. I don't like rap. I think rap is disgusting. But for people to like it, that's fine. Call me a hypocrite.
Couldn't make today, regardless of whether you fell in love with Vaporwave or spent way too long watching shooting star memes. You might be wondering where all of this went and what it even was.
This guy's 1 million, by the way. Well deserved.
We'll dig into the 2010s to try and find out why.
Oh, yep. I used to have that as my wallpaper. I used to have that as a wallpaper. I even showed it at GameStop too. It was, oh man, this is like around 2013-ish. It was so big at the time. You gotta understand that this is when I was leaving high school, right? So 2010s was the end of the internet's Wild West phase. So I might need to do that. 2010s, the end of the internet's Wild West. While companies use the internet to their advantage, the internet was not fully yet corporate. Yeah, it wasn't. Content was still made to be shared and enjoyed. Yep, I'm one of them. Not to be marketable and corporate friendly. Money was a motivation, but not the true goal. Kids used the internet, but still played with their toys. Yep, I was one of them. 2010s was a time of balance between the real world and the digital. Yep. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm having a nostalgic, not meltdown. I forgot what word I invented. What's the opposite of is rise? I'm having a nostalgic rise up right now. It's the opposite of a meltdown. Like the way I'm talking right now, and I can't stop myself. Like if I get a meltdown, but it's the opposite, right? I entered my 20s and early 20 teens, and I was into the internet culture. It felt that the internet back then seemed like a place to go and provided me some sort of escapism. Yeah. I got footage. I might need to make a video of this. I never realized how fantastic and beautiful life was from 2012 to 2016 until I got older and graduated high school and became an adult. Not to mention, back then, my phone that I had, we did have wallpaper. Live wallpaper, we did. Okay, because we didn't start having live wallpaper until 2011-ish. So it was a big thing back then. For the ones that use cell phones, I'm not sure if you've used live wallpaper, but I have. I should have mentioned that. That was a big thing back then. Even though it would drain your battery, but I got footage of it as proof. Awesome sauce?
It's 2024 and everything has a name, including this visual style from the early 10s. Known as Internet Awesome Sauce, it was most prevalent from 2008 to 2016. There's a suspicious correlation between the popularity of the word epic and the use of images like these. Common elements were
I live in the internet. I don't know how I'm going to call it. The lost media of Internet Awesome Sauce. I may make that up. The lost 2010s media of Internet Awesome Sauce. Dumb, if it was okay, can you type that down for me? I'm gonna forget. And my MacBook froze.
Dinosaurs, unicorns, and lasers. People were obsessed with lasers. Outside of memes and GIFs, this aesthetic could be seen all over the internet. The intro of Uncle Grandpa is a
yes! Good morning! Good morning! I kid you not, I watched a few episodes. I think it's shit, but I think it's hilarious. This is Uncle and people thinking that my generation was weird. Well, we had this back then. This is Uncle Grandpa, right? If you watch Steven Universe, you know a mix of regular show, but more Steven Universe. You know, regular show didn't make a crossover because it's supposed to be like... It's hard to explain it, right? I might need to make a video about Uncle Grandpa because there was literally like a what is it called? A screenshot image. I don't know what the hell you call it of a tiger that's pooping rainbows, right? Oh god, I kind of miss this era. Anyway, yeah, that was my era back then. You probably thinking I'm weird, literally. Yeah, and we're going to shame Generation Alpha. Well, shame my generation because this is my generation. Well, high school and college generation, so to speak.
Showing him riding a tiger propelled by rainbows. It was also used in games with Robot Unicorn Attack from 2010, exemplifying the style. Other instances can be found in PewDiePie's Tuber Simulator, in mini-games like Puzzle.
I'll watch, like, maybe up to, like, the 5-minute mark, and then I'll come with your reaction of this.
Techno Kitten Adventure. If you were browsing YouTube in 2011, you might have even seen the Internet Medley, which boasted over 40 memes in one song. With the flying yarn cats and rainbow puke, there isn't much more you could ask for. But anyway, why was this kind of humor and style so popular? While a lot of these were ironic, rainbows and unicorns formed the comedic basis of too many memes to count. Nyan Cat was close to the top of the most viewed videos in 2000.
I'm gonna live in that. Yep, Nyan Cat was so big back then. I literally had the wallpaper on my phone. I know about I don't know about Jack Scare. Oh yeah, Rebecca Black. Oh, I know she was heavily hated.
Making it a cultural phenomenon. This and the popularity of things like shooting stars influenced the fascination with combining explosions and lasers to make the most epic image possible.
Yeah.
To truly appreciate this, you've got to understand that at the time, random equaled funny.
Yep.
A mythical, peaceful creature like the unicorn,
Smosh,
destruction and chaos didn't only look cool, it was unexpected and therefore humorous. This and the popularity of My Little Pony are big reasons videos like Pink Fluffy Unicorns Dancing on Rainbows have tens of millions of views. If we look at some other trends from around 2011, this begins to make a bit more sense. With social media on the rise, it was easier to make...
Oh my god. Yeah, this is when the YouTube banner really got into shit. But I still miss it. This is what 2012 looked like. So, I live in this era. We had Google Plus. right? I'm not kidding. This is what YouTube used to look like. I started YouTube. This is the year before when I started YouTube in 2011. This is when it kind of went downhill because we got this boring, disgusting gray background, right? And of course, the subscribe button would be a green check mark, right? I literally had like an account like this. I don't know what. I think it was like James Mucker 15 or something. But I remember I would view YouTube at the time like this, right? And these would be your subscriptions. And when someone doesn't have like a pop-up picture, it'd be like a little silhouette. So yeah, we used to have that. And I think we had a newcomer just now, didn't we? Because I think I saw someone, but whoever you are, welcome. I'm sorry for not reading the comments. I'm just enjoying myself right now. I can't stop though because of my ADHD. I'll read shortly. No, this is what the old YouTube used to look like back then, right? It would say broadcast yourself. I didn't join YouTube yet. Oh, I remember the plank challenge. Oh god, yeah, I'm glad this was added in 2008 by BBC. So yeah, that's how YouTube was back then. I literally got footage of 2014 though, so you can see how different it was back then. It was a little different. Nothing too crazy, but it's a little different. And I don't know how I managed to create my username with a Japanese sign on it, because I think that's the first time that you can actually have channel names that doesn't need to be like, oh, zebra liquor 2022, or poop cat one eye, something like that.
Trolling was also gaining traction, meaning that humor often leaned into the absurd and confusing. Naturally, Awesome Sauce perfectly slots into this landscape with its use of random combinations and niche internet memes.
What the hell is MLG?
If you never had XX_ as part of your username, you were doing something wrong. The brain rot of today pales in comparison to the content juggernaut that was MLG. You might have watched MLG Peppa Pig, Game of Thrones, or any number of trick shot edits.
I don't think I have.
Really bad, maybe you even got caught downloading green screen packs and piecing together your own. Some of the more iconic visuals were Snoop Dogg, random quick scopes, Cool Ranch Doritos, and COD Hitmasters. Pyrocynical was a major perpetrator, being the man behind MLG Teletubbies and furry inflation art. I find it crazy to look back and see the views on some of these videos. Many are well above 10 million, which speaks to the absolute chokehold they had on the internet. Another recurring detail was Illuminati confirmed, which would often involve a text-to-speech voice linking random things to the all-seeing eye. With that and enough explosions and air horns, you could turn any no-scope into a work of art. Outside of the visuals, they featured numerous sound effects and songs that are probably imprinted deep within your temporal lobe. If you weren't humming it already, My Hope Will Never Die or Holding On was the most iconic, with the X-Files theme also playing a major role. The horrific audio of successful trick shot reactions was featured a lot too. If you're a real one, comment with the rest of this phrase. These kinds of edits can be traced back to as early as 2011. Specifically, a World of Warcraft video made by Jamal. With the green screen overlay of a quickscope, it provides the first known example of an MLG-style montage. The reason such videos rose to prominence is in the name, Major League Gaming. Professional esports teams would release highlight reels that went on to inspire fans to begin making their own. With many of these simply being replays recorded by an iPhone, they were usually much worse in quality and far more amusing. As the internet did its thing, these became more and more deranged, and eventually morphed into the irony-laden masterpieces that plagued the 2010s. Unlike the memes of today, MLG lasted a few years before losing traction, disappearing, for the most part, in 2017.
YouTube? Okay, here we are.
Even though the last decade was only a few years ago, things have changed a lot online. Here on YouTube, this is especially apparent. A perfect case study for this is the rise and fall of Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Let's Plays are the reason many of your favorite YouTubers are your favorite YouTubers. Broadly, this style of video involved commentary over clips of a video game that focused on the player's experience of it rather than a guide or a walkthrough. The general format is credited to Michael Sawyer, or Slowbeat, whose 2007 playthrough of The Immortal is widely considered to be the first modern Let's Play. As YouTube began to take off, this style of video did as well.
What year is this? 2010. We had M. Bieber, Rihanna. I heard of Freddie W., Kev Jumba. I used to watch him a little bit. Sexaphill. I know I'm not saying his name properly. The most independent Justin Bieber. I heard of College Humor. I used to watch Machinima. I used to watch The Real Annoying Orange. They were on Cartoon Network. Mystery Guitar Man. I haven't heard of him. Smosh and Fred. Shane Johnson. Ray William Johnson, which is equals 3. And then Niga Higa, he was the most subscribed person at the time? What the are you serious? You guys said I was in high school at this time. So yeah, I know all of the majority of them I do.
PewDiePie would emerge with wildly successful series like his horror playthroughs. The draw here wasn't just the game, it was his reactions and experience of it. By naming enemies and objects like Stefano, he built up his own lore inside these videos that kept people coming back regardless of the game he was playing. Markiplier found similar success with his Five Nights at Freddy's Let's Plays, the first of which was uploaded.
I never played it.
And currently,
wow, 119 mil for a gameplay? I'm shocked. It sucks I didn't watch much of Markiplier, sadly, though. Wow, 119 mil? Damn it! This for a game? There's a lot of music videos came and reached half of that.
Over 100 million views. Today, however, Let's Plays are seemingly a thing of the past, at least as a method of blowing up. Arguably, this is mostly due to the oversaturation of gaming content on the site. Making a video titled Let's Play XYZ Episode 3 isn't as
So someone says here, correct? I'm sorry, I love the antennas of the I love the Reddit avatars. They're so cute. Nobody wants to watch a random small channel play the number version of video game anymore. It's sad, it is. If you want to Let's Plays, then you're gonna have to spice it up with gimmicks and challenges. Yeah, that's all it is, sadly. Let's Plays where you just play the base game are dead. People don't want that anymore from new channels. Well, even though I still don't mind, though. I'm guessing I'm a unicorn because I do like to watch some small YouTubers that have funny humor. There was the guy that was playing Super Mario Sunshine that I liked. I forgot his name, though, even though I wrote it down. Born Losers Gaming, they're not really that small, though. I like watching their videos. Pika Spray Blue. He does have a handful of subscribers, but I like his small party commentary. And I used to watch some Kirby. It sucks that his channel isn't doing that good anymore. I need to watch him again. So yeah, I've been around. Times have changed. You gotta adapt. It sucks. You know, it's like when COVID-19 hit. We all gotta wear a face. We don't want to do it, but we have to. You know, I didn't mind. But you know, we had to adapt. It sucks. You know, that's just how it is. Pretty soon that you're gonna marry your dog. Hopefully it doesn't. Who knows? You know, it sucks. I mean, that's why I don't believe in religion. Because man, if people go to hell just to basically have sex with a fucking dog, I don't know. Anyway.
Take off anymore in a sea of very similar videos. The current landscape does, however, favor challenge videos.
It's Jabo?
Like the Fallout series by It's Jabo. Another reason Let's Plays have disappeared is that they haven't. They've just moved. Instead of watching a YouTube video, much of the audience for Let's Plays has shifted over to streaming.
Yeah, Twitch.
Here they can tune in whenever they want and watch a content creator they like play the game for much longer periods.
Which I don't mind.
If you ever watched the Cake trilogy by Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, and Max Mofo, you likely remember when shock humor reigned supreme. By around 2016, this had come to a peak, with gaming content becoming slightly less popular. In an interview with Trash Taste, PewDiePie refers to this as the Filthy Frank era, a time when even he adapted to the change by making edgier content with a raspier voice.
Yeah. Can I take your boyfriend for a ride? You think?
This was partially a byproduct of ambiguity surrounding YouTube's content policies. There wasn't as clear of a line between unacceptable and acceptable practices. People were maintaining high viewerships and growing exponentially while saying and doing things that would be pulled from the site today. For example, the Cake trilogy was retroactively removed following a more recent reaction from PewDiePie. This likely reminded YouTube that they still existed and didn't align with the updated content guidelines. In 2017, we saw the beginning of this with the adpocalypse. I remember at the time this felt like a huge deal, with many large channels being legitimately concerned about their income. The term describes a mass withdrawal of advertisers from YouTube following several large-scale controversies. many were no longer comfortable showing ads on content that wasn't family friendly, resulting in some channels receiving ads while others didn't. For creators like Filthy Frank, this made it all but impossible to make money from their videos. This meant that there was less incentive to make edgy, humorous content, and it quickly declined in popularity. Some of
That's
these
420.
YouTubers adapted
Cool.
and continue to thrive on YouTube today. Others, like Frank, haven't been seen since 2017. I have, however, found an artist called Joji who sounds strangely similar to Pink Guy.
Oh god, memes. Oh dear, here we go.
It's hard to categorize something as unpredictable as memes, let alone analyze their use through an entire decade, but we're going to do it anyway. Thanks to Reddit users like Paper Cup, there's been many attempts to organize them into specific eras. Today, we'll be focusing on 3 that span the 2010s: Rage, Dank, and Surreal.
So I lived. Wait, what? Hold on.
Many attempts to organize them into specific eras. Today, we'll be focusing on 3 that span the 2010s: Rage, Dank, and Surreal.
So I live in the dank era. Oh god. I mean, all of them. Wait, the Neon Cat wasn't okay. It was up to 2013. Hide your kids, hide your wives. Yeah, I know about that one. The Gangnam Style, of course. Where's that? My name is Jeff. Come from? I love that one. My name is Jeff. I don't know why. Or you must die. Or spaghetti. I still say that for some odd reason. Bad habit. But oh, the dab thing. It was about that long? Are you serious? What? I didn't do that. What? That's crazy. The Sonic one. Oh, I heard of the Uganda Knuckles. That was a good one. I don't know the rest though. The Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. I heard of that one. I don't know how long that's been around. So that's interesting. Oh, Corey in the House, I think. Yeah. I heard about that one a lot.
Starting with Rage, this term is derived from Rage comics, which began in 2008 on sites like Fortune. These would typically be short, with 4 panels based around humorous or irritating real-life experiences. The common thread was a collection of so-called rage faces made in MS Paint. You'll recognize Troll Face, Rage Guy, Why You Know Guy, and Serial Guy.
I love the troll guy. It reminds me of the movie The Mask.
More widespread with the inception of R/4 in 2009.
Where is everyone? Wait. Hold on. Okay, so Pika. Well, I can't talk right now. And Matthew, I feel off. I'm not sure if you're still here. And Matthew, if you ever are still here, I feel awful that you've not been doing well. If you need some time, like away, for my channel, please do so that you can recover. Because I don't want you to feel bad about your mental health. Literally. So, Dyer is a newcomer here? How welcome. I guess it is the Dumbbell. I wonder where. Well, I know Matthew hasn't been feeling well. And yeah, Dumbbell, that was 15 years ago. You never listened to Justin Bieber? Yeah, but you remember Smosh. Yeah, the thing is, Dar, my channel is still unknown, so that's why. Plus, this is live streaming. Not many people will be here anyway, especially for my channel size. So it's nice to see someone, is new for once. If you're still around. Oh, Dari's been here before. I got bad memory.
Funnily enough, this is still active, although not nearly as prolific. Top and bottom text memes were pretty big at this time as well, slapped on top of images like bad luck.
And hi, Dyer. I'm so sorry for replying so late. I hope you've been doing well. Or how have you been? I should have said that first. Literally. I grew up in the midst of the 20-teens, and it definitely shaped my core personality with my love for dubstep, EDM. I forgot what EDM means. Sketch comedy and casual let's plays. I do love sketch comedy. I think they're talking about like animation, stick figures, right? His feud ended in 2020. That's funny. You think he was before, right? Yeah, because that's what Dumbo said. I hate the fact that Twitch streaming has almost completely replaced Let's Plays. I agree. I don't know who watches streams or how they're entertained by them, but they're so much less engaging and slow paced than Let's Plays. It's just chat spamming endless nonsense while the streamer murmurs half-hearted thanks for donations. I'd agree. That does get a little irritating after a while. It does get a little irritating. And yeah, the alerts, that's irritating too. Unless you're like vlogging or walking. Yeah. The appeal of streaming is you can directly interact with the creator while they're playing instead of just commenting on a video and never knowing if they're yeah, that's true, I suppose. I'm just reading the comments. The internet was, even as we entered the 2010s, as an escapist Wild West. Damn my fucking toenail. I'm about to cut it because I can't keep wasting tape anymore. It sucks my damn foot is sweating. Oh, great. My brother put the tape back. So the thing is, Dumbo, what he meant by alerts is how, like, when if someone would donate something on the stream, they would get like a weird like sound effect or whatever. It does get, depending on what they use, it could get really irritating. That's what an alert is. I remember the last time I hear you were having a meltdown. Yeah, Dyer, it's because I was just going through a lot, you know, at home or whatever. It's a little complicated to talk about it, but I'm doing okay right now. I mean, I don't think I remember you, sadly, though, but it is great that you're here. At least. I'll be back. I'll get some tape. Wait, dates were fun and nothing was super serious. As corporations sterilized and more people started to use the internet more often, yeah. With smartphones, it's sent from being niche escapism to something everyone and their grandma uses in judgmental, yeah. I want to read one more and then I'm going to get the tape. In 10 years, you could be doing a video of Skippity Toilet, yeah. Oh, pardon me. Wait, hold on. I want to read a more, like, detailed. Most of this stuff seems so recent to me that I didn't even know they were a thing more. Or they weren't a thing. Like, I still see these memes on Instagram, but I'm a guy in his 30s. My time is over. Decades start blending together for me. Yep, relatable. Maybe because I'm a millennial. You don't know? You're right about that. Literally. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know Bronny said that it will come off naturally. Like, I could use the scissors just to tape it, but the thing is, I want this down, like, I want my toenail to, like, grow a little more. Like the ingrown toenail, that's what I meant. I'll be back. And plus, I need to fill up my water anyway. Dyer, go ahead. I hope you have a decent shower. Also, I got a little upset because I don't see the Danny Longlegs near our door anymore. Because it would hang up there. Oh yeah, Dyer, take all the time you need. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I was planning on going anywhere like 9 minutes ago, just to give Dumbell some rest, since he haven't been playing well. Or at least get myself rest, but you know what? I'll stay. Right? Here we go.
And Boromir. These all followed simple formulas that anyone could relate to and make themselves. All it required was an internet connection, the impact font, and a dream. As 2013 rolled around, we can identify a shift into the dank meme era. Here, memes became considerably more abstract and less centered around understandable and repetitive tropes like these. This period encapsulates the peak of MLG, the use of these glasses, and Shrek is love, Shrek is life. Still, these were far from the most iconic. 9 plus 10, Harambe, Faith Nation,
Yep.
We Are Number One, and Do You Know the Way all emerged in a similar time frame. Instagram meme accounts started to become huge, all as part of a multi-platform ecosystem that produced, propelled, and modified memes throughout their life cycle. A big reason some of these were so bizarre and nonsensical was that Gen Z was growing up and becoming increasingly active on social media. By using themes and references that only they could understand, they distanced themselves from older generations and formats. This is also why some of them were quite edgy, with all of it playing a role in forming their own distinct online identity. You can see this reflected in the creators who are popular among the demographic. As I mentioned before, if you weren't watching Let's Plays, you might have tuned into Maximofo, iDubbbz, or Filthy Frank, who had collaborations that spawned some of the most shared memes and phrases. A perfect example of this is the green screen of It's Time to Stop, which appeared in hundreds of edits on multiple platforms. Next up is the surreal era that kicked off in the late 2010s. This was home to deep-fried memes, crab rave, and of course, the release of Fortnite. To be honest, things started to take a turn for the worse here. Deep-fried memes were made by running an image through a filter over and over, until it became warped and barely legible. This would be combined with an equally ridiculous piece of text, if any at all. Surreal memes, on the other hand, often featured this guy. He was associated with things like the layers of irony and the term angery, popping up everywhere online. Mr. Orange or Orang is another example. Consistent with its name, this humor operated on a similar premise to much older memes, to be random and confusing.
They were, Dumbell.
Not many of these made sense, and it was often that and their absurdity that made them entertaining.
Man, I was thinking about inventing my own meme. Yeah, it's not the one that died, but like we had one in near the door. I think my mother probably killed it, so I understand though. And then I think she must have killed the other one because it was crying in my room, and I kept it in a container, and I thought I could feed it parsley flakes. I would call it Daddy Longlegs 3, but oh well. I still gotta veto Daddy Longlegs because I think in one of this neighborhood we actually have Daddy Longlegs, which is really interesting. I don't know why. I think they're cute. Literally, they don't bite or anything. They're tiny. They're not like tarantulas. Honestly. But since I'm small, that's probably why. Oh, Happy Wheels. I remember Happy Wheels. I never played it, but I heard of it.
The mid-2000s and the early 2010s are considered the golden age for this kind of game. Most of my exposure to these titles was on Cool Matscan, where I spent hours playing Fireboy and Water Girl and Papa's Diarrhea.
Papa's what?
The source until I had a
Wait, what?
So
what the hell is that?
These titles was on Cool Matscan, where I spent hours playing Fireboy and Water Girl and Papa's Diarrhea. I just did.
Oh, it says, wait, it's supposed to be Burgeria, but he says diarrhea.
Remember spamming the source until I had a stack about 3 feet tall, selling it for $0 and then quitting the game. Turning back time even further, Flash first released in 1996. People eventually figured out that it was possible to make games on, with many of them starting to pop up in the early 2000s. The website Newgrounds emerged at a similar time, and soon became a massive platform for user-generated Flash games. This website made it possible for almost anyone to produce, share, and play others' work online, with the only requirement being a clickable link. Of course, these games weren't limited to Newgrounds, as they could be embedded and accessed through any other website, like Cormax games. This meant that if your game wasn't received well in one place, there was always a chance it could take off in another. As a result, it's no surprise that some of these games became massive. Happy Wheels was, and still is, huge. YouTubers like PewDiePie and Markiplier did Let's Plays that received millions of views, with Jacksepticeye uploading as recently as April 2024. By now, you've likely heard that Flash is no longer a thing, but you might be surprised to learn that the end of Flash games was heralded by Steve Jobs way back in 2010. In his famous Thoughts on Flash letter, he criticized Adobe for Flash's security issues, poor performance.
Dumbell, I do. I do. I just don't get on it anymore. To be honest, someone voted for buy or pan? That's shocking. Wait, one person voted they're asexual? I wonder who that is.
And the fact that it was a closed system. This meant that Apple would have less control over the software and any bug fixes, being one of the main reasons they refused to support it on iOS. As the years passed and things like HTML5 rose to prominence and offered more security, Rush sped towards the inevitable. Soon enough, Adobe announced its end of life in 2017.
Oh, wait, I just noticed your messages are coming in late. Oh, great. Your messages are 5 minutes late. Oh, crap. Are you... Damn it, MacBook. I just noticed your messages is 5 minutes behind. Oh, God. What the hell? No wonder I didn't see anything typing in. Shit. Hopefully after the video ends, I can see your messages. Shit. I just noticed that. I might need to close some stuff. It's probably because the screen keeps freezing. Pardon me. That's probably why. Ah, MacBook. Okay.
Took its last breath in 2020. Thankfully, many of these games were preserved, and it's entirely possible to still play them. This isn't to say, however, that thousands weren't lost to time.
Vaporwave. I heard about this. Vaporwave?
If you recognize this image, you most likely remember Vaporwave. This picture is the cover of Floral Shop, an album made by the artist Vectroid. The most iconic song from the selection was Lisa Frank 420. This was used everywhere, in memes, edits, and often as part of YouTube outros. Of course, Vaporwave was much more than just a subgenre of music. It was also a distinct and fascinating aesthetic that began on the internet. Common features included retro 3D graphics, pink and purple pastels, dolphins, and foliage. After its inception in the early years of the decade, Vaporwave began to rapidly spread over numerous platforms. Whether you found it on commentary channels or songs on Bandcamp, it quickly became undeniably huge, peaking at around 2015. There was even an entire game called Mall Quest made in this style. Copies of this can still be found online, although the original version was taken down. It was described as a procedurally generated shopping sim, and it actually looked pretty cool. Returning to design, you might notice that for an aesthetic born in the 2010s, it feels a bit out of place. That's because most of the imagery you're seeing here was heavily inspired by the 80s and 90s. This transcended architecture, with one of the most influential artifacts being the game. Echo the Dolphin, or Sega Genesis, informed music and aesthetics alike, largely responsible for the heavy use of dolphins in design. Looking at Floral Shop, one of the songs is even named after its title. If you were big on Vaporwave in the 2010s, there's a good chance you recall some of its numerous subgenres. I've mentioned this before, but one of my personal favorites is Mall Soft. Being quite liminal, this would pair shops and plazas with subtle edits to bring out their color. Another recognizable style is Synthwave. While sharing similar elements to Vaporwave, it's actually an entirely separate aesthetic. Where it celebrates the neon colors and media from the 80s, Vaporwave presents a more satirical and at times political reflection of the 80s and 90s. Synthwave is responsible for all of the backgrounds you had that looked like this. Endless grids, cityscapes, and cards. I don't remember how many times I put on one of these videos, but it was definitely more than once. Anyway, unlike other aesthetics in this video, Vaporwave and Synthwave are still active in smaller online communities. While they are far from their previous position in the mainstream, you can still find new releases if you know where to look.
Swag. Yep, here comes the name. It's delayed.
Swag, in this context, described a style of fashion that was very popular in the early 2010s. While the word itself had been around for years before, Pieces like You're a Jerk by the New Boys jump-started this new manifestation, which continued for a couple of years in the form of music and clothing. To be swagged out involved flat-brimmed caps with the brim intact, racks spent on clothes and more hats, and your front and back labeled with Obey draped in
So that's basically, yeah, that's why I find boring so attractive, because I grew up in that era. Now I get it. Okay, now I get it.
These caps were often brought down to cover your eyes in photos, which would then be put through the first filter available on Instagram or Tumblr.
Right.
People don't really use these anymore when posting, but good luck.
Yeah, that was back then.
These caps were often brought down to cover your eyes in photos.
It's so
which would
weird
then be
because
put through
I
the
never
first
tend to hang around people that dress like that because they kind of act like a little bit themselves. You heard of Papa's games, but you never liked them, right? Yeah, I think the like hopefully the messages will come up.
available on Instagram or Tumblr. People don't really use these anymore when posting, but good lord were they popular back then. Scroll down far enough through anyone's account, without liking anything of course, and you'll find a world of yellow, grainy filters and vignettes. Shutter shades were also pretty big at the time, with people like Kanye frequently wearing them. Anyway, swag was boosted along by artists like Lil B, who posted the song I Own Swag in 2012. The term then was rapidly becoming widespread, in tandem with
That's crazy. See, I was in high school when it was this really hitting. Damn, the boys were kind of hot when they were sagging. No wonder I like boys that dress. No wonder I like the style because my crushes, one of them did dress like that. So yeah. Oh my! I'm glad this went viral. Yeah, the Jada Smith smoother face. Yeah, I seen boys that would dress like that. They wear like little cute bow ties, flashy belt, or backwards pants while they're sagging. I love when boys that sag. I might need to make a video about that. I don't know why. It's a little complicated. The beat, damn it! Beats been around that long? Are you serious? Ha! Gay! Oh yeah, I great. I don't know why. That cracks you up when they say that. I love that. Ha! Gay! I love that. I don't know why. I don't know why. Space boots or some shit? Lanyard or dangly things? Damn it. Is that what we dressed back then? Oh my god. Are you serious? I mean, think about it, like if it's like 1960, like if it's 1965 right now, this is how we would react to people that dress like a 1950 to 1952. Not like this, but like, wow, people like dress up in, suits and whatnot, or weird like homey like baby boob styles or where the hell that woman, I forgot her name, Marilyn Monroe, and then next thing you know, like, oh wow, like women can wear crop tops and men that are groovy, it's like that, right? Because it was a long time ago. It's like if we're in the 60s right now and we're reacting to the 50s. It's like that. Big difference. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Like, it's noticeable. I heard about Monster, yeah. But yeah, I do love when boys wear those, like, hats. They're so attractive. Oh my, I forgot they were a thing back then. Ball crushing super skinny jeans? And that's interesting. Is always looking down or has hand covering his face in photos. What? The funny thing is, I used to cover my hands in photos, but I don't do it like that though. Oh my god, that's crazy!
Option of too many ridiculous caps to count. This entire
What
series
the
produced some of the most bizarre and iconic fits of the 21st century. Zendaya had some absolutely diabolical drip, and Justin Bieber was straight up malicious. Halfway through the decade, swag started to slow down, and massive obey caps became less and less desirable. The word itself evolved to become more ironic, and was largely replaced by words like drip among younger generations.
Right. Uh-oh, the
By
frigate
2013, the use of what now known as Fruitiger era.
Frutiga? I can't pronounce it. Frutiga. Fruit. It's such a weird word. Frutiger arrow. How do you say era? It sounds. I can't say it.
Had largely vanished. For a time after its decline, a similar aesthetic became more popular in corporate design. This is referred to as Fruitiger Metro. You might have seen it on your Xbox 360, CDs, or textbooks. At the time, this style marked the beginning of more flat and minimalist approaches to UI.
Right.
After all, it gets its name from the Metro design language created by Microsoft. This emphasized simple geometric patterns and shapes, absent of the glossy 3D look of the past. Windows 8. Prime example of this, with its colorful selection of tiles and icons. The aesthetic is also known as flat Frutiger Aero, as it shares a lot of the same imagery, but without the depth and glossiness. When looking at these designs, you'll notice the prevalence of speakers, dancing silhouettes, and swirls of color. It was pretty much the stock choice for making the product appear more interesting than it actually was. By slapping it on a CD or a poster, you could quickly add some vibrancy and energy. Much like Vaporwave, even it can be divided into smaller, equally recognizable categories. For example, Funky Metro.
And Dara, welcome back. I think the live stream is working now. So you never had Monster. I never had them either, Dumbbell, but I heard they're pretty nasty. So Marilyn Monroe, she's supposed to be this like popular actress that lived in the 50s. I forgot how she died, but she was the one that would have her dress that would get blown off from like a vent. That's her. And you hate the word swag. I don't blame you for that.
Dancing,
I don't like it either that much.
Which relates to scene in smaller, recognizable categories. For example, Funky Metro, centered around instruments, DJs, and dancing, is a lot different to Grungy Metro, which relates to scene and darker colors. Outside of its classification.
So I used the grungy, because my MacBook wallpaper was dark.
Dancing is a lot different to Grungy Metro, which relates to scene and darker colors.
But my background didn't look like that, kinda. So I used like the grungy Metro aesthetic. Who knew?
Outside of its classifications, you can spot Frutiger Metro in a bunch of advertisements. This one for Nickelodeon is an interesting example, showing Jack Black amidst bright splashes of color. Going as far back as 2004, we can find some of its earlier appearances, like the ad shown here. You'll notice that, much like Frutiger Aero, nature still played a big role in these designs. When shown
it's cringe, huh?
This likely done to...
Hold on, let me. Oh shoot! Pokey Hut asked what jobs my brother or mother worked. Shit! I wish I read that. That's my mistake. I could do a video about old technology. Okay.
Less intimidating and more accessible. You'll notice that, much like Frutiger Aero, nature still played a big role in these designs. When shown alongside technology, this was likely done to help it appear less intimidating and more accessible. By animating things like plants and dolphins, devices could feel less alien and more familiar. The use of this style today has been overwhelmingly shelved in favor of minimalism, meaning it kind of served as a transitional period between the maximalist aesthetics of the 2000s and the flat designs of today.
Oh man,
looking at other videos we've done on this channel on the 90s and the 2000s, you can make out clear, long-lasting, and distinct aesthetic styles. A lot of these were used by corporations to make technology appear advanced and exciting, hinged on an almost fantastical anticipation for the future. By the 2010s, this future was well underway, and with the internet. If you weren't locked in at the start of the decade, you definitely saw the end. And I know this because you're watching this video. The number of people who are online from 2010 to 2020. Meaning that people's experience.
So in 2020, 4 billion people have the internet. Wow. And of course, we didn't have any internet in 1990 or 95. You know, we did, but like, we didn't really had it. 2000. So we started hitting 1 billion people in 2006. So when I was on YouTube, it was like it was low. We only had like 2. So when I was on YouTube, only 2.5 billion people had the internet. Oh my gosh. You told me it's like 1 billion people each decade. Back then, only 2.5 billion people on this earth had internet. Yet again, our population was much lower, so it makes sense. That's crazy. Well, wait, yeah, globally, right? Oh, okay. We're talking about if we're going by continent. Africa. Let's see. Oh, Africa had some users. Holy crap! Are you serious? North America, we didn't hit 1 billion. I know Asia, of course, but wait, we overlap South America. What? You tell me Africa has more internet users than South America? Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The world, we're increasingly informed by things on the internet. And so the reason the 2010s look like that is.
Well, okay, so the thing is, Dumbell, my mother isn't a security guard anymore. She basically, well, she is a certified nurse assistant, but she does take care of my grandmother, so that's what she does currently. And then for Toino, he is still a security guard in downtown. I'm thinking about Dumbell. I am thinking about it. Like, I need to get some more exposure. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna try. Like, I'm thinking about posting like nostalgic. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. And I might just share my YouTube URL in my profile because I have a Twitter, right? I just don't use it. Like I just had it for no reason. I'm thinking about it. Like, do you remember whatever? I don't think it's gonna get like likes or whatever. I'm gonna try and see if that'll do anything, and I'll see where that goes. Yeah, and Double, I told you that when I lost my YouTube channel. Yeah. Oh, you don't want this here right now. Damn it! This is a good video.
User-driven media like YouTube videos, Vines, Flash games, and memes sculpted millions of people's lives, even outside of the internet. Simultaneously, this media started to become people's lives. Making videos with a shitty webcam was suddenly profitable, and the creation of content was something anyone could do. So, while some of it may be cringe now, all of it played a role in creating what many consider to be the golden age of the internet.
I kind of like how he does this. I wish I could do that. The cute moving background. You coming one through? All right. I'm glad the live stream caught up. Damn it, that's a great video he did. His videos are really good. I kind of see the 90s for a little bit. Oh god, 2000s tech. This is like a technology channel. I love it. Oh, what if we still use Fruitigar Arrow? It's like something like a $45. Still a good amount though. Do you feel different in the 2000s? 2000s aesthetic was different. He's a good channel. I'm glad I found him again. Oh, you heard about the tournament locale. Yeah. Oh, you have a storm nearby? Yeah, same here, Dumbbell, literally. I mean, I know like I wanted to come back later so that you could rest, but I could stay around. Damn, it was a good video that he did. What the hell is that Land? Nintendo Switch gets great price and new leaks. I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm done being spoiled. I'm not gonna be able to afford the Switch, so I don't care right now.
To see the complete package. For those of you who might not know, Fruitigar Arrow refers to the design aesthetic that was popular in the mid to late 2000s. It's associated with glossy HD imagery and typically features more natural elements and bright colors when compared to the minimalist tech aesthetics of today. One of the main reasons companies used to use these sorts of styles was to make the tech appear more user-friendly by relating it to concepts in nature that people already understood. For this video, I'll be taking inspiration from images like these, meaning that I'll try to incorporate elements of nature and saturated blues and greens in each of the designs. First up, I wanted to have a go at the Maps icon for Apple. This has always been quite a simplistic design, showing a close-up of a street on a sort of 3D map. It used to feature a red pin marking a location in the bottom left before introducing the blue line in iOS 6.
Wow, that is weird. They make it all cartoonish. I kind of prefer the old version. Why does it look so cartoonic? It doesn't tell you like 280. Doesn't have the little cute pen. It looks ugly. I don't know why. It looks fucking ugly. Oh. God, is that why we be? I mean, it's okay to be minimalistic. I mean, you should, but not like this. You saw a big flash of lightning? I'm sure you'll be fine. You better. Oh, okay, Dumbo. Whenever your mother calls you for dinner, I can come back later. Now we can eat, and then I could just share some stuff on Twitter. I don't think it's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I may come back later on. Yeah. Of course we have lightning. Rarely though, because it doesn't rain. It doesn't rain much here. It's more like during the harder months, though. We don't really get it during like the quarter months. At least at least from what I remembered. Man, it looks disgusting though. What the? So wait, okay, iOS. All right. So that's iPhone 7 to 10. The iPhone 4 looks good, and actually the iPhone 6 looks pretty good. But man, after that it went all cartoonish. What the hell? So that's what's called critical error. Interesting. Now I get it.
It used to feature a red pin marking the location in the bottom left before introducing the blue line in iOS 6 to reflect the navigation system. Currently, it matches all of Apple's other app designs, being quite flat with a fairly limited color palette. In making the new design, I was inspired by...
Yet again, though, I do love the new design of Apple, though. The old ones does look a little ugly, in my opinion. I like how smooth and simple it is. I mean, I'm using my Mac right now. Mine looks like this. So I prefer it that way because it's so smooth and clean. Now I get it. Okay. I forgot because I'm using a MacBook right now. Yeah, I prefer this stuff for some odd reason. Never mind.
By critical errors focus on these huge globes. In almost all of the images people currently associate with it.
Yeah, Dumbo, yeah, that's what it's called. I wish I could make a Twitter, but no, you don't have to pay, Dumbo. No, you don't. Because I have 2 accounts. You don't have to pay. You only have to do that if you're like doing like certain features or typing like really long posts or something. You have to pay for that. But you can still post and whatnot. I don't think you have as many options. I'm not sure though. I don't really use it. But you don't have to pay. Otherwise, people won't be able to make new accounts. You know, just like YouTube. If you had to pay for YouTube, then we wouldn't be using it right now.
Fine white summer, perhaps looking dangerously drinkable or already cracked open and leaking. So I started with this image of the world that I placed in the middle of an app-sized rectangle to scale. To signify the act of moving around or being directed, I added in this arrow wrapped around the back of the globe. Smoothing it out, I made sure to flip the side of the arrow that the sunlight would be hitting to the top, and then use the erase tool to get rid of the jagged pixels on the bottom half. I was pretty happy with it at this point, but soon realized it looked more like an Internet Explorer than maps. Returning to the original iOS design, I took the red pin that's pretty much synonymous with navigation and added in one of my own. Making sure to include a shadow big enough to eclipse the country of Kazakhstan, I was pretty much done. So here's the before and here's the after.
Ooh, I like that. No, you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay. No, you don't. That's not what I've heard. You don't have to pay, though. Yeah, I'm thinking about that. A YouTuber never trust people. They never would. Because they know that they're gonna lose a ton of viewerships from that. Or users that would impact their site.
With the addition of speakers behind it and a simple but intuitive design. To contrast this, I wanted to lean into the more abstract and busy representations of the aesthetic you see today, while still maintaining a degree of functionality. To start off with, I took this image of my guitar, as it's quite similar to the one used by Apple. I then grabbed this grassy backdrop and cut out the guitar to the best of my abilities, setting it up as if it was resting against the side. Still, it felt like it was missing something. I did some researching and really liked the glossy blue music notes on early icons like this, thinking that they could make a good centerpiece. So I cut one out and duplicated it, to give the impression that they were coming from the guitar.
Interesting.
Smoothing a couple of things out, I then added a couple of spots of glare, contributing to its fresh and naturalistic feel. After this, I was pretty content with the product. Again, here's the before and here is the after. My next victim was Discord. I've actually seen a couple Fruitiger Aero style renditions of the icon, and really liked the ones that used elements of water and aquatic themes. In line with this, I started by grabbing a Discord logo I previously cut out on PowerPoint and stuck over a blue gradient.
Oh, it's
Somehow, entirely
PowerPoint.
avoiding bubbles until this point, I thought the
Oh, I
previous
could have
slide
used
was
that
the icon
too.
inside of
Damn it. Man. Okay. PowerPoint would be a good app to use for thumbnails. Oh, well.
It was already looking pretty clean, but it was clearly lacking the background. For a while, I
Did I ever
made
use
some
Tumblr, Dumbo? I haven't. No. I heard a lot of awful things about Tumblr. I think that's probably why I'm not a fan of it. I haven't used it, no.
After a while, I settled on using this image of the ocean, which I overlaid on a darker blue before reducing the opacity to make the icon more distinguishable. Nice. On my Mac, this icon is now home to our Discord server, which you can join with the link in the description. Soon, we'll be hosting things like art competitions, so feel free to drop by to chat about aesthetics, the gym, and everything in between. Anyway, here's the before and the after.
Wow.
Behind the scenes, I also made new versions of system preferences with these giant cogs, iMovie with this butterfly, photos which looks like something you'd see on a digital camera advertisement, and more. But it was one thing to have a few new app icons. What I really needed was a new background. However, we weren't going to use anything like modern day Photoshop, and we definitely weren't going to go outside to try to take photos like this. No, we needed something authentic, something from around the 2000s. Something with an appropriately ridiculous UI. Rise 3D was first released in 1997 and offered an accessible method of generating ray-traced landscapes and objects. You may recognize this visual style from Traffic Keepers, with the chrome blobs and sharp architecture. Of course,
Hey, you remember
this software
PowerPoint?
is not
Someone
used
voted
in-
this now. I saw that. Someone voted. You like the music to explain this now? Right. Yeah, it's the video that he was editing with. 5 people are gay on here? Really? Huh. Wait, one person voted they're straight. Interesting.
To Y2K aesthetics of Cyberport, especially considering its notable ability to generate and render giant spheres and other 3D artifacts. Still, considering the version I'm using today was released around Fruitiger's peak, I thought it would be a fun challenge to try and make some designs for the software.
He was creating the icons.
UI, which is composed of icons that look like they were made within the software itself. This makes navigation quite interesting, a novelty that quickly wears off when you realize you have no idea what anything even does. However, it's still surprisingly powerful for something that's well into its 20s. You have full control of terrain generation, cloud formation, and the rendering process is fairly quick for less complex builds. If you're looking to experiment with some different textures and lighting on objects, it's definitely accessible for beginners. Somewhat. Anyway, the first thing that pops into my mind when thinking about Fruitiger Aero is always the Windows XP wallpaper. It's often the backdrop of media compilations of the aesthetic and appears
it seemed like the best place to start. Of course, the first step was building those iconic green hills. I spent about half an hour figuring out where the render camera even was before modeling some of the terrain into a rough shape. Once I was happy with it and its texture, I moved on to the skybox, which is one of Bryce 7's coolest features. Here, I decreased the cloud density and made sure some of the light from the sun was peeking out from behind the hill. It was at this point that I did my first render. About 5 minutes later, I was met with this, which felt like a pretty faithful digital rendition of the photo. However, it still looked pretty flat. Naturally, it needed some bubbles. And this is where Bryce really shines. There is nothing it or I like more than shine forward, and Bryce is pretty damn good at playing around with it. Its ability to generate highly reflective and customizable print blobs is impressive. And so, while there are a lot of cool textures on offer, I went with the Bryce. 25 minutes after hitting render, it put out something that I was really happy with.
It's a good channel. It's a really good channel. I gotta write these channels down, but I could view them. Oh, I love this commercial.
Bagels.
Thanks, Tom.
Except Tom. Right, Tom. Tom.
Tom.
Town. How have we got to town? Huzzah!
Those are good. Marta likes those bagels. The dinner was loud. Man, you must have caught the storm then, huh? I don't know when's the last time we had a dinner storm. I don't even remember at this point. How many subs does this guy have? 32,000? Wait, I just saw that, right? Yeah, it was the Every YouTube Predator Explained. Yeah, he did a good job doing that. I watched it. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Oh, every city predator. So, I mean, city. Celebrity. I haven't seen this one.
He appeared in a skit at the 1997 NHL Awards, which made him want to start acting. Luckily, his friend's father was a talent agent, so he was easily able to land a role in the high school drama show Degrassi. His actual high school life was hell, getting constantly bullied for his racial and religious background. That, and his difficulty balancing school and acting, made him decide to drop out. Unfortunately, Degrassi did not pay very well, all while his single mother was already struggling financially. So in his spare time, he turned to music, and in 2006 released his first ever song, Do What You Do. It appeared on the soundtrack for The End. Who knows what that stands for? The network where Degrassi aired in the US. That same year, under an unofficial label of his, he released his first mix.
Yeah, it's a tad delayed. Someone voted again.
It sold only 6,000 copies and generated
Whatever. I can't keep track.
Undeterred, Drake got to work on his second mixtape, Comeback Season, which was released the following year. This project caught the attention of Lil Wayne, who invited him to join his The Carter 3 tour. From then on, Drake's career took off, and he would spark one of the biggest bidding wars in all of music. Ultimately, he landed on Lil Wayne's Young Money Entertainment, where he'd release his first 2 albums. But he didn't need them for long, as the records were so successful that he ended up creating his own label, OVO Sound. Drake would soon take over the world. His music consistently topped charts, shattered streaming records, and sold millions of units. Currently, he stands as the highest-selling digital artist of all time. However, his immense fame also brought his flaws into the spotlight. In 2017, he befriended Stranger Things actress Millie Bobby Brown when she was 14 and he was 31.
Oh,
They
dear.
went to dinner together for 2 nights, hung out in Australia, and went to a Golden Globes after party. During an interview, Brown would mention that he texted her advice regarding boys, and when asked to elaborate, she said,
You know, that stays in the text messages.
Millie would make a
Oh,
statement
dear.
defending Drake, but she hasn't spoken about it since. In 2016, a 16-year-old Bella Harris posted a selfie with him, where he got eerily close to her, all while Drake wouldn't publicly acknowledge their friendship until she turned 18. There's also this photo of him kissing Kylie Jenner at her Sweet 16 party,
I see.
close to her, all while Drake wouldn't publicly acknowledged their friendship until she turned 18. There's also this photo of him kissing Kylie Jenner at her Sweet 16 party, and Hailey Bieber reportedly befriended him when she was 14. He even got a matching necklace with her. Most standing of all is this 2010 video where a fan walks up on stage and Drake, age 23, kisses and dances with her. Only afterwards, he asks her age. Then he says, as gross.
Oh dear. Yeah, Dumbbell, you heard that, huh? It's a little delayed, but I can still see your messages. You like Diddy, yeah. I was shocked to hear that. Even though 17 is not pedophilia, because pedophilia means you like someone that's a child, right? Because, like, it's still wrong. You know, like, because 17, they look like they could be in college, obviously. You know, so that was his big mistake. Like, he should have asked first, not directly. I think he didn't even ask for consent, though. So that's a black flag there. Oh, boy.
They largely flew under the radar until he poked the hornet's nest. We've got a busy schedule, so I won't cover the entire Kendrick versus Drake beef, but the key takeaway from it was not like us. Kendrick's 5th diss track that called out Drake's questionable behavior towards minors.
Right.
This song was expertly designed to be a mainstream topic, all to raise as much awareness as possible. It was even made copyright free. It's no coincidence that
Really?
since this song came out, several public figures have been outed for being PDF files.
Right.
If you go into their comment sections, I guarantee you'll find many references to it. Drake was cooked. As one final Hail Mary, he made The Heart Part 6, which amounted to him going, "Nuh-uh, it wasn't received well." The winner was clear. Since writing this, he's tried to sue UMG for allowing the track to be released, which only made it spike in popularity again. He's still got a career and remains at the top of Spotify, but his credibility certainly has taken a hit. So that's Drake. Overall, very sus.
Stay hydrated. Huh?
With that said, he is by far the tamest person we're covering today. Wrap yourselves in.
P. Diddy. Why is he not in the bottom?
Sean John Combs grew up poor with his sister and mother. When he was only 2, his father was killed in a shooting. Sean had a very short temper, which granted him the nickname Puff because of how he'd huff and puff. When he began attending Howard University, he became infamous for hosting massive parties that drew up to 1,000 attendees. It's here that some of the earliest accounts of his problematic behavior emerged. Peers recall that he'd non-consensually touch women, break into fits of rage, and beat his then-girlfriend with a bell. Combs dropped out his second year to become an intern at Uptown Records, networking with many notable figures in the music industry. Eventually, he'd become vice president of the company. With his newfound power, Sean gave back to the community and hosted a basketball game for charity. But due to poor planning, tragedy struck. The venue chosen could only hold half of the 5,000 attendees, which resulted in a crowd crush that killed 9 people and injured 29 more. This, along with some internal conflicts, led to Combs being fired from Uptown. By this point, though, he had more than enough money and connections to start his own label, Bad Boy Records. Right out of the gate, the company hit the jackpot by signing Biggie Smalls, who would release his multi-platinum debut album, Ready to Die. In just 4 years, Bad Boy Records was generating tens of millions from a whole slew of artists, one of them being a 15-year-old Usher Raymond IV. Usher was sent to live with Sean by his previous producer, L.A. Reid, who found it difficult to record with him while puberty was changing his voice. Combs, now having full legal custody, introduced Usher to a wildly inappropriate lifestyle for his age, which was dubbed a puffy flavor camp. Under the name Puff Daddy, Sean began creating music of his own, and would debut with the album No Way Out, which sold over 500,000 copies in its first week. Puff had become a titan, and from then on, he would abuse his power like crazy. Nas portrayed him being crucified in the music video for Hate Me Now, a collab between the two. At first, Puff was okay with it, but at the very last second, he changed his mind and demanded it be removed. But it was too late. The video already aired on MTV. So in a fit of rage, he stormed into the office of Nas's manager and attacked him.
Dumbo, that's fine. It sucks that you mentioned this. Came in 5 minutes late. I'll go come back later. I can't do a reaction of this. It's a good video, though. If you want to stop streaming to try Twitter again, you can. I'm thinking about it. Maybe just stream something nostalgic. I kind of want to. I'll have to think. I'm gonna have to think of it. You have to hide in the closet. Oh, I hope you won't get a tornado. I hope not. I'm sure you'll be okay though, because it's February. I don't think you would get tornadoes one this time of the year. But Dumbell, I know that you went through a lot today. You deserve a treat for yourself, and especially your mother cooking for you, and hopefully that your dinner would ease your mental pain. I'll see you later then. Hopefully, I don't know, later on tonight, hopefully. I'm not sure.